If you'd asked me when I was 10 years of age what I wanted to be, a hurley maker was it. The first hurl I made would have been for myself and my wife Patrice. I suppose, look, she was playing Camogie for Waterford at the time, and I was just making a few hurleys for her. In 2006 then we just said we'd give it a go and try and make a business out of it full time, you know. So we did, and touch wood, it's going okay, thank God. Patrice would look after the sales and all that, along with my father over in the workshop. I have two little children as well, JJ and Katie, have come along over the last couple of years, and you know, please God, I'd like to, you know, pass on the craft and the tradition to them to keep in the family and that, you know. So hopefully, look, they'll know how to make a hurley anyway, and after that, then they can find their own path in life. Probably the biggest buzz for me is the fact that, you know, the hurleys are made in the back of the cowshed in Knockandduff, and when you see them then up in Thurles and Croke Park, like I get a wicked buzz off that. You know, you wouldn't be jumping up and down shouting it, but just you'll be sitting in the stand in Thurles or Croke Park, and inside you'd just be happy. You know what I mean? It's just it sort of makes all the hard work worthwhile. Like, the way I look at it is that they played hurling hundreds of years ago with an ash hurley, and they're still playing with it. And thank God, look, they are, and that suits me down to the ground. I'll keep making them by hand, please God, as long as the shoulders hold up.
And yes, very good afternoon. You're very welcome to the WIT Arena here in Carriganore. Another bumper day in the Waterford Camogie Championship. Two county finals down for decision, and the opening game is the junior decider between familiar rivals Portlaw and Tallow. Just before that, you saw Peter Flanagan, a hurley maker there, who's come on board as sponsor of this afternoon's live stream, and we thank Peter and Patrice for their kind sponsorship, and hope all is going well out there in Tramore with the hurley making and the shop out there as well. So thanks to the lads for that, really appreciated. Two sides who know each other really well contesting this junior decider. They met in the junior shield final last year, where Portlaw came out on top after a replay. They've met twice this season already in the group stages of the championship. Portlaw came out on top by 3-10 to 111. They also met in the league final, where the Tannery girls prevailed on that occasion. Tallow just lining up for their team photo there. They're going to be wearing the white with the blue this afternoon due to the clash of colours. Portlaw are going to be in their blue jerseys there this afternoon as the fans make their way in for this junior decider. Delighted to welcome back Waterford Camogie manager Derek Lyons, who's going to join me for both games this afternoon, becoming a familiar territory now. Derek, Carriganore on Saturday, but county finals, another big occasion, and these two clubs, they're here on merit, and should be a great final.
Absolutely, Gavin. Yeah, look, I mean, these finals are really what it's all about, and we had the scene. We were privileged to do a fantastic game in Welsh Park last week, the senior game, and this junior game is every bit as important for both these clubs, and the Trojan work that's gone on there in the last few years. And it's interesting to say, on the previous two occasions this year, you saw the Tannery town coming through. But I'm sure that Tallow would be more than happy to concede those two to win here today and get promotion into intermediate grade next year. So yeah, looking forward to what will be a really good game, we hope, and in perfect conditions.
All to play for, yeah, absolutely. And just looking around, it's a very still afternoon. The pitch is in perfect condition, and it's great, I suppose, to be able to get back into Carriganore WIT. The facilities here, second to none. Again, the Camogie board, the organisation today, another fantastic programme. Hats off to all involved.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is becoming sort of the home of Camogie here, you know, and we spent a lot of time here during the year with the squads, and I know the junior squad were here as well, and it's a great facility here for these games, and with the stand for the patrons to come down and get a bit of comfort as well. So yeah, it's all good. As I said, the programme is top class again. Well done to Ita, I suppose, doing a lot of work on that side of it, and yeah, it's great to have even this to being streamed, and well done to Rue and the lads and the team for pulling out all the stops again to have it here. And we're delighted to have Rue with us today. I think he was away last week, travelling around the country, heading to Croke Park, or not to Croke Park, maybe to Aviva, but he's back here live with the junior match here today.
Absolutely, back to basics, as some will say. Yeah, thanks to the lads for their work behind the scenes, and wherever you're tuned in on the Waterford Camogie YouTube page, you're very welcome to today's coverage. Conor O'Neill of St Saviour's is the man in the middle today. Best of luck to Conor and his team of officials. So we'll take you through the team lineup, starting with Portlaw, who of course won the Junior Shield final last year. Isabel Gaffney is between the posts, a full backline of Zara O'Donnell, Amy Mears at 3, and now wearing number 4 will be Chloe Nolan. Alyssa Flannery doesn't start, she'll wear number 17, so into the full backline comes Chloe Nolan. Half backline of Casey Brazel, Georgia Harris at 6 and Ciara Harris at 7, the Harris sisters there in the half backline. Ruth O'Regan and Molly Davey team up with Lorna Pork. At a half forward line is Ava Shanky, Abby Norris on the 40 alongside Niamh Laffin, and the inside trio for Portlaw this afternoon, as I see Paddy Coffey makes his way in there. Emma Norris at 13, Laura Laffin on the edge of the square, and Annie Quinn at number 15. So again, plenty of talent and plenty of good hurlers in that Portlaw team, Derek.
Yeah, and I've seen him in a couple of games. I saw him playing beside in the league section. Really impressed with and typical Portlaw's type of play, if I could say that. Good, honest, hard hurling play throughout the field, and they won't be found wanting for that, I'm sure, here today.
They certainly won't. And Tallow, who had a narrow victory over Abbeyside in the semi-final, 112-3-5. They're back in the county final. They line out as per programme. Lucy Forbes between the posts, a full backline of Jackie O'Sullivan, Jackie Forbes and Ashlyn McGrath. Half backline then is Rachel Roach, Sarah Mulcahy and Nicole Curley. Amy McIntosh and Shauna Corcoran team up with Lorna Porca. It's Linda Casey, Catherine Coakley and Amy Beecher in the half forward line, and Claire Curley, Leanne Sheehan and Kate Ryan make up the inside line for Tallow this afternoon. So Conor O'Neill from St Saviour's is in the centre of the field. We're almost ready to go for the first of this big double header here in Carriganore this afternoon. It's the intermediate coming up at 3:15, but it's all about the junior for now. And Tallow and Portlaw, game is underway here in the WIT arena. Catherine Coakley trying to get hands in the ball early. Portlaw battling back there with Molly Davey in the tick of the action as always there, but it's Tallow who get the ball there, get possession. Pulled on first time there by Amy McIntosh with ground strike there. Portlaw trying to clear their lines and doing so in the shape of Chloe Nolan, who's now wearing number 4. Back as far as the midfielder, that's Amy McIntosh off her right hand side, gets a good connection with that one with Portlaw. Batting that ball out, Kate Ryan trying to prod the ball forward there. Good battle for possession between these two teams who of course know each other well. They've met twice already this season. They met twice last year in the Shield final, which went to a replay. Good hard tackling there, Molly Davey. No shortage of ground strokes or no shortage of timber being spared in the opening exchanges. Kate Ryan goes forward, seems to be pulled back. Referee happy enough to keep the whistle. And seems to be a foul there. Referee is in there saying play on. Portlaw trying to get the ball out. Real cluster of bodies there. Kate Ryan trying to prod it forward again. Again gets a decent enough connection. That could be an opening here for Tallow. Chance of the opening score. Oh, brilliant effort there, Amy Beecher. But brilliant tackling there by Jackie O'Sullivan. Going goalwards. Shot comes in from Amy Beecher. And it's over the bar. Opening score for Tallow. They had to fight hard for that one straight away. You can see there's going to be no quarter given her asked there, Derek. But Amy Beecher gets the opening score.
Yeah, great. And after a great block from Sarah O'Donnell, in fairness, in the cornerback position there from Portlaw, but Amy managed to get that ball back onto the stick and get it over the bar. Really high tempo game starting early. Looks like it's going to be a really, really interesting battle.
So Amy Beecher opens the scoring. Puck out is going to come from Isabel Gaffney in the goal for Portlaw. Zara O'Donnell just picking herself up very gingerly indeed. Kate Ryan gets down over this ball, just as I say, took her eye off it, and Portlaw going to clear their lines. Chloe Nolan are driving out with this ball for the Tannery girls. They had a good week, of course, last week. They won the intermediate football. They'll be hoping to add more silverware this afternoon. Tallow will have a thing or two to say about that, and they're driving out with this ball. Referee indicates, though, that there was too many steps taken on that occasion. Sarah Mulcahy seemed to be the guilty party there, although maybe seemed maybe a tad harsh there, Derek.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Maybe one or two frees maybe before that, so it looks like Conor's going to let things flow a bit maybe, which I suppose is what they
driven in with interest. Held inside, and it was Laura Laffin who got her hands on that one. She's a real handful at the edge of the square. Portlaw bearing down in goal. Can they get room to swing this one? Oh, great defending there by Tallow. Got the bodies around, and good discipline tackling there, picked up by Amy McIntosh and Lorna Porca, wearing 8, but she's a player who covers every blade of grass out as far as her other midfielder now. That's Molly Davey trying to get hands on the ball. Again, you can see there's a real battle for possession here. Casey Brazel trying to get her hands on it as well. Great dual player with Portlaw. And the girls in blue have this ball back again. It's Niamh Laffin, far overside, very close to the sideline, gets her strike in, but it's cut off inside there. Now Portlaw trying to regain it. Conor O'Neill happy enough to leave the play, as Derek said, leave the play flow, and it's Tallow driving out with this ball. That's Nicole Curley, shortens the grip on the stick and puts her side back on the attack. It's Georgia Harris, the centre back, trying to clear her lines, but it's booted forward there by Linda Casey, showing she has a bit of soccer skills there, but Ciara Harris won't give up the goals too easy. Good battle here, right literally in front of our commentary position. She bends her back, gets down over the ball. That's Linda Casey trying to shrug off her marker there. Referee happy enough to leave it play on. Molly Davey and Shauna Corcoran having a good duel there. Lorna Porca, and the referee indicates that there was a chop down there on the shape of Georgia Harris, I believe, was the guilty party there. So it's going to be a free, and that free will be to Tallow. Amy McIntosh going to leave this for her wing back, Nicole Curley. But straight away there you can see we said it was going to be tight, it was going to be tense, as is always the case when these teams meet.
Yeah, and I think the first 5 or 6 minutes they're both setting their stall out. There's no free ball being picked off the ground. There's a lot of hurleys being put in, boots being kicked in there to move the ball onwards. And we just need, I suppose, the game now to settle a little bit after this free maybe.
Yeah, a lot of rucks, as they say, as Ken Carney and Tyke O'Connor, the Tallow management, look on the sideline. They've had a great run in this championship, now trying to get a few more scores on the board. They lead by a point to no score, just 4 minutes gone here at the WIT Arena. Perfect day for Camogie. Tallow going forward again. It's their centre forward, Catherine Coakley. Dangerous ball inside. Could well fall for Tallow here. It's with the full forward. That's Leanne Sheehan. Can she get a swing at this one? Ball is in. It's in the net. Through the hands of Isabel Gaffney and into the back of the net. And it's the opening goal of the afternoon. Leanne Sheehan. She mightn't have made a clean enough connection on it, but it deceives Isabel Gaffney. She won't want to see that one again. Into the back of the net. Tallow lead by 4.
Yeah, and in fairness, we thought maybe Leanne had fumbled the ball after the first attempt, but she managed to get it back up again and take a little side step and get it and strike off on her right. It wasn't the most powerful of strikes, and maybe, as you said, Isabel might be disappointed with how she handled it, but it's just maybe slippery ball getting in there, you know. It happens early on in games, but I hope she'll recover from that. But yeah, good start now for Tallow. They certainly are in the ascendancy early on. That's a good goal for them to get early on in the game.
It certainly is. 1-1-2 at no score, and goals, I suppose, in a day like today, and especially in a tight battle like this as well, they're going to be crucial, I suppose.
Absolutely, and like, I mean, when you want to get that little bit of a lift early on in the game, particularly if you're coming in as underdogs, obviously, which maybe Tallow are, so that's a tonic for them now to get that early goal, and it really puts it up now to Portlaw to start settling and maybe getting on ball and maybe getting a bit of distribution on it rather than the rucks.
So Tallow have the lead. They're in control. They said they were going to leave everything on the field. They did last year in the 2 epic battles against Portlaw. It's all about the cup final, the junior premier decider this afternoon. Of course, an intermediate Camogie at stake for the winners next season. Again, battle for possession, right dead centre of the field, picked up by Portlaw. That's their number 10, that's Ava Shanky. Her dad Paul, of course, well known in Portlaw GA and Camogie circles. Tallow, though, sticking to their guns back there. Shipped outside as far as Amy McIntosh. That's great play by Amy, one of the most experienced players in this Tallow team. She's captain as well this afternoon. She'd love to get her hands on that trophy, but there's plenty of Camogie to be played. Portlaw trying to regain possession. They've yet to score in this final, but there's still plenty of time left. Picked up by Ava Shanky again. Ava getting on a lot of ball. Lovely balance and control there by the Portlaw number 10. She has an advantage seemingly, but the referee says, go on, play on. Ball prodded across. Trying to get there is the Portlaw centre forward. That's Abby Norris battling hard as Nicole Curley. Tallow coming out of this, and Nicole, just the pass there went astray on that occasion, and Tallow look like they've turned it, or they have it back again. That's great play there by Shauna Corcoran, gets her strike in. Now there's a bit of space right in front of us is Claire Curley. Lovely delivery by Claire. It's going to drop in. Battle for possession. Goalie is out off her line. That's good play by Isabel Gaffney as Amy Beecher was lurking around there as well, and Portlaw cleared their lines. Good relieving clearance down the fields. As far as the midfielder, that's Ruth O'Regan for Portlaw. Good pick up by the number 8 and a good relieving clearance by the Portlaw midfielder. Ball inside, looking for Emma Norris inside. The Tallow fans are calling for a free there, but Tallow are going to clear this one. That's Jackie O'Sullivan back there. Good play by the corner back. Clearance across the face of the field, and Niamh Laffin picks it back, driven back with interest. Great block there though by Nicole Curley. She started well for Tallow this afternoon. Ball back with Niamh Laffin now. Niamh takes her strike off her right hand side. Dangerous ball inside. Portlaw dealing with this one, looking very comfortable back there is Jackie O'Sullivan, and like any good defender, out to the wing, out to the side, and Aisling McGrath has time to strike this one off her right hand side. Drills it down the line as far as Kate Ryan, wearing 15 of course, but playing way out from her corner forward position. Picked up by Portlaw again. Abby Norris again, good blocking there. The skills are well exemplified so far in this junior decider as Portlaw try and get their opening score of the afternoon. Out sharp off her goal is Lucy Forbes. Good play there by Tallow number 1, and off her right hand side. She clears that out over the sideline, but did I suppose what any good goalie would do, Derek, just clear the danger.
Yeah, and any ball dropping in around the goal, that's what you need to do, step out to the right or the left and get it down the sidelines and hope that one of your players will pick it up. But yeah, really high intensity in this game now, and as I said, it's going to really play out, I said, all the way down to the last 5 or 10 minutes till it's gone. Some great play already been displayed, and really just to say the conditions are perfect for good hurling here, so hopefully the game will start opening up now and we'll get some of that.
Absolutely, yeah, you can see that in your picture, no doubt, and that's Brandon Power there, the linesman, and a Kilkenny man on the far side there, indicating that's going to be a line ball. The line ball will be to Tallow. See Ellen Boylan there, the substitute there for Portlaw. I'm sure she'll see action at some stage because she played in last year's final. Yeah. So I'm sure she'll probably be called on at some stage, Derek.
Sure, yeah, this is probably something maybe not right there.
I'm not sure, yeah, must be a niggle there or something, yeah.
She would be starting, I'd imagine.
ball in the centre of the field now again. Back with Tallow. It's their centre half forward. That's Catherine Coakley. Gets enough latitude on it, and now there's a bit of space for Nicole Curley to look up off her right hand side, literally without breaking stride. Dangerous one inside. Oh, brilliantly plucked out of the air. What a catch that is by the full back there, Amy Mears. Brilliant play there by Amy, but putting the pressure on there is Tallow. They're not giving up the ghost. Linda Casey has time to go down over this ball. Tries to prod it inside. Lovely touch by Amy Beecher. She's got a point so far. This one has got across the face of the goal. Leanne Sheehan trying to get her second. The ball is in. Is it very close to the net? It's in the net now. And I think it's prodded in by the wing forward. I think Amy Beecher is going to take the credit. I'm sure they'll argue about that one in Tallow tonight if they're celebrating. But I think Amy was definitely as like us was a rugby try where they all try and get on it. But I think Amy got the final touch. I think she booted it in there.
I'd say, Gavin, after some great work by Leanne Sheehan again, who got the first goal. Was very unselfish with her play there and picked out Amy there, and Amy managed to follow in and get a kick on it, I think. So really good start by Tallow. They're definitely the more driven team so far. So, you know, Portlaw and again a free award there to Tallow. They just found that result in puck out. So all the plays with Tallow at the moment, all the impetus and all the drive. So Portlaw looks like they got off the bus in the wrong frame of mind, but they got to realise now they're in a tough situation here and start getting themselves together.
Yeah, blistering start by Tallow, 2-1 to no score. They lead. 9.5 minutes gone here at the WIT Arena. Nicole Curley takes this one again. It's anytime the ball goes in there, there's danger. You can sense really in that Tallow or that Portlaw rear guard. Tallow sense more scores there. They'll want to keep that ticking over. They have a healthy lead so far, but they'll know too that there's a lot of camogie to be played in this junior county final. Battle here for possession. Referee said that tackle was fair. Ava Shanky just literally shoves her player out of the way. And lovely balance and control by the Portlaw wing forward, going forward, steps inside. Look at the work rate by Tallow to get back there. Combination there. Shauna Corcoran was the player who got the hook in. Ava goes forward. Shanky, this time she is fouled there. High tackle around the neck there, and in fairness to Ava Shanky, when the rest of the Portlaw players might be struggling to get into it, she is carrying the fight to Tallow there.
She's a good girl. I watched her again in a few games. A young girl, young talent, emerging talent coming through. Really good prospect going forward, and if she sticks at it, you can see already she's putting the fight back straight to Tallow, and one of a few at the moment. So yeah, they're going to need more Ava Shankys out there now for the next half an hour, and particularly coming up to half time.
Got a shot there of Tygo O'Connor, the Tallow manager. Ken Kearney, of course, the joint manager. Great hurler, of course, with Tallow. Ken so doing his bit with the Camogies. This ball is inside and it's flicked into the net. Goal for Portlaw. It came from a long delivery from the free from Ava Shanky. Exactly what they needed. That's a tonic for Portlaw, and that's going to be a debate who got that one. No, Laura Laffin was in there and Emma Norris was in there, so I'm sure we'll have to try and figure that out who got the touch there, but it's in the net.
They needed, as I said, against the run of play. Any goal you get against the run of play is worth 2 goals. So it just gives them the lift now and get back into the game. So 2 goals and a point back to a goal. So, but again,
Tallow on the attack through Kate Ryan. Long delivery inside, shown well as Leanne Sheehan. She's looking razor sharp this afternoon, getting there ahead of Amy Mears, going by Amy. Now can she finish? It's in there, it's gone into the net. Goal for Leanne Sheehan. What a response by Tallow. They've got a hat-trick of goals. We've only played 11.5 minutes here in Carriganore. Leanne is on fire, 2 goals. What a response from Tallow. What a game.
The entry fee is already well worth it at the moment. 3 goals and high intensity, and Leanne Sheehan really putting a marker down inside there, full forward, 2 goals.
Unbelievable. Plenty of blue and gold flags, of course, as the clash of colours. It's Tallow who are wearing the white, Portlaw in their traditional blue, but it's Tallow on top on that all-important scoreboard. Right now, battle for possession on the 65-metre line there in front of the Tallow mentors. Pulled on first time. Great to see a bit of ground hurling there. Amy McIntosh prodding it forward. Portlaw trying to win the ball back. Again, it's Ava Shanky. How many times have we mentioned her so far? Look at the work right there by Tallow. Catherine Coakley and the Tallow midfielder there, Molly Davey, in hot pursuit, but Portlaw clear it down the field. Tallow fans calling for a free there. Referee waves play on. Annie Quinn trying to get in her hands. Here's Ruth O'Regan trying to literally burrow her way forward there. Spooned outside. Emma Norris just took her eye off, and Emma trying to win it back. Great free taker, real go-to player in this Portlaw forward line. Lovely balance there, flicks it back outside, and Portlaw going through the keep ball route. Ball sprayed out into the corner. Chance here for Ruth O'Regan to get over this ball. Got a shot at that scoreboard there. 3-1 to a goal. Can Portlaw get their opening point? That's flashed across, and that looks a good score from Niamh Laffin. It's over the bar. That's a brilliant score by the wing forward. It's their opening point to add to the goal they got a few moments ago. So good score there by Niamh Laughlin.
Yeah,
Derek.
look again, and needed again, obviously with that bounce back goal for Tallow. So Portlaw just keeping in touch. There's 2 goal difference at the moment, but they're starting to come into the game, and as you can thank, obviously Eva Shankly there out around the middle is getting on a lot of ball and working hard, and they're starting to row in behind her now. Yeah, so it's a good score there to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah. So Eva's dad Paul make his way in as well. He's here this afternoon. Right now we watch Tallow and the centre forward Catherine Coakley. Sliotar glued to the hurley, heading towards the dressing room end here at the WIT Arena. Brilliant strike by Catherine off her right hand side. Will it go on target? It's just gone outside and wide. I believe that's the first wide actually Tallow have had. I'm not sure, probably the first wide of the game, but again, lovely balance and control, and right to have a go, just pulled it.
Absolutely, she left a clean pair of heels to her. The opposite marker there went in and did everything right. Stepped to the right, took the strike on the run, but unfortunately pulled it to the left of the goal. So
the short puck out is being applied here by Portlaw. Amy Mears got that ball from Isabel Gaffney, drives it back up the field, but Tallow are only going to prod it back forward. Casey Brazel goes down over this ball. That's good play there by Casey off her left hand side. Good relieving clearance for the Portlaw girls, putting them back on the attack. They'll want more scores before we approach the water break. Annie Quinn, can she provide it? Off her left hand side, it'll be a fair score if it goes over, but it's gone out. And wide there, Laura Laffin was in there, and in fairness, anytime the ball goes in around both full forward lines, Derek, they're looking very dangerous.
There's a bit of panic sets in, obviously, because no one wants to concede the goal, and obviously the way the game has gone, there's been 3 so far, or 4 at least. So yeah, it's about tightening things up in around her.
Great. Lucy Forbes, brilliant. Plucked out of the air there superbly there by the Tallow wing back. That was Rachel Roach. Wins possession, prods it down the line. Plenty of ground hurling in this game, which is great to see as well. And Linda Casey just leaves it outside as far as Kate Ryan. Good use of it. Flick pass there, the Brick Welsh pass. No doubt her brother Tommy teaching her 1 or 2 things over the years. He's here in the stand right in front of us as we watch Catherine Coakley trying to get over the ball. Now there's a chance for Amy McIntosh. She's the Tallow captain. She fires it over the bar. Amy McIntosh, brilliant score. Always gets on a lot of ball, always works hard, and she always has that scoring in her locker as well, Derek.
Real comfortable strike with the ball there, lovely pick up there and a quick hands, and good strike off the right straight over the bar for 40 yards. Excellent score.
3-1 to 1-1, somewhat of an unusual score after 14 minutes, and that's going to be a free to, I think in fairness, Conor Reela's there. He just got mixed up in the signals. I've done that once or twice myself a couple of times where you just signal wrong, but in fairness, look, shows that he's human and referees are human, Derek.
You wouldn't be long to be reminded by the crowd anyway, in case you did get it wrong, but in fairness, he acknowledged it straight away, put his hands up, and he reversed his decision. So yeah, it was a fair old free. Like, got chopped down in the hand there, just trying to pick up the ball. So Portlaw trying maybe a little bit too hard, in situations like that. You can't concede frees. I think it's Amy. Is it Amy
McIntosh coming across the deck? Derek. Yeah, it was Linda Casey there who won the free there for Tallow, who lead this game by 3-2 to 1-1. Leanne Sheehan has got 2 goals. Amy Beecher, we think, has got the third there as she booted it to the net. I'm sure there'll be a bit of debate over that one during the water break, and maybe in Tallow tonight, Eric, if they win this one.
Definitely, yeah. I can imagine now what that'll be like, but long way to go yet now. Obviously, we all know that from looking at last week's game.
Absolutely.
Good quick ball into the good delivery in front of forward line, gets it back out to Amy. She has a look.
Oh, lovely.
Nice quick hands away and towards the square. Ball is breaking there.
Claire Curley trying to prod it inwards. Portlaw doing their best to try and clear their lines. They need to get this ball out, and in fairness, that's a brilliant corner back play there. Centre back play even by Georgia Harris, daughter of Gerra, of course, team secretary with the senior hurlers. He's here as well this afternoon, and
great play by Georgia.
I think the referee has called for the first half water break, so we are going to resume with the line ball up there, which is marked by Sean Malloy of Butlerstown, the linesman. So 3-2 to 1-1. I don't think we could have predicted that scoreline since the ball was thrown in at 12 o'clock, Derek, but Tallow looking really well up for this game.
They certainly are, and their skills are being well demonstrated there as well. So look, Portlaw just need to find a little bit more, I suppose, maybe another goal to get back into the game, and probably will take that now, even though we're only 15 minutes into the game. But every time, as you said, Gavin, that ball gets into that Portlaw back line, there's a bit of chaos there. Leanne Sheehan has been really effective at full forward for Tallow. Small, tidy, fast player, and very quick on the feet. So the last thing you want inside in that full forward line when the ball is breaking. So yeah, well done to Tallow. They're certainly putting it right up to the favourites.
They certainly are indeed, and at this stage as well, Ger Harris, want to say hello to Ger's wife Heather, who's tuned into the live stream. She's watching from Belfast this afternoon. She's 2 daughters lining out, Georgia and Ciara, in the half back line. She's on an annual trip away with her friends there from Carriganore. So big shout out there to Heather, who's tuned in, and I suppose it's the benefit, I suppose, Derek, of the streaming, in fairness to the Camogie board. I know a lot of people are going to be here today, but for people even outside, worldwide as well, great opportunity for them to tune in today.
Yeah, absolutely, Gavin. And with the COVID situation, etc., people that are abroad maybe, and even people that are in the county that just won't travel.
Might be comfortable,
This is a great outlet, and like well done to the board and obviously Rural TV and all for helping out and getting involved. Like it's fantastic. And with respect to all of the other services, this is top class service for people to be able to get access to these games and see, you know, great coverage. So well done to all involved.
Absolutely, yeah. Second to none. And I suppose a lot of people talking in the build up to this one, Derek, Portlaw had topped a group of 5 to qualify for this final, didn't have a semi-final. Tallow had that tough battle against Abbeyside. Abbeyside performed really well, of course, won the junior last year. So they haven't played in a few weeks. Is that a factor? Or is that kind
no
of
doubt, Gavin. You know yourself, and playing it yourself, you need games, and the harder you get them, the better you're prepared, you know. And there's nothing like a big competitive game before you get to a final. And I know in some cases Portlaw got walkovers in some of the group games as well, which isn't really helpful either. And that's not through anybody's particular fault, but it doesn't give you the preparation that you might like to have. But look, I'm sure, this Portlaw team now is a seasoned team. They'll find a way back into this game. This game is far from over, I know. Tallow have got the start that they wanted, but they'll know that Portlaw, there's going to be a bit of a purple patch. And if they get it in the next 15 minutes, we've seen games after the water break where there's a complete turn of the tide. So there's a lot to play for, but it's good that at least the Tallow now have brought their A game and they're really challenging Portlaw, so it's going to make it for a really interesting encounter going forward.
So Conor O'Neill, I just see Ethan Murphy there, the hard-working Camogie secretary, one of the hardest working secretaries I think in the country, just having a word there with Conor. I'm not sure, was there one of the Tallow or Portlaw mentors actually made his way over to the opposite side? And in fairness, one thing that the board have done today, they take a sideline each to avoid that, I suppose, congregation or that maybe the few little hiccups that might go on.
There's a lot of benefits for that, we all know that, because, and particularly from a COVID point of view, I think that's why that rule was brought in early on in the year. And I think what we've learned from it is that it's much better because it creates that last lack of confrontation on the sideline even, which is something that maybe is in on all games. So yeah, well done on Isa for picking that one up. So look, it's all, everybody means well. They're just starting to get themselves ready now for this line ball.
So it's still in a dangerous area for Tallow. Conor O'Neill is over there, right behind the WRT Sports Campus sign. It's another hive of activity here this afternoon. Of course, the intermediate final is coming your way as well at 3:15. That's the Western Derby between Onryan and Medeligo. But right now, we're focused on who's going to be joining Onryan and Medeligo in the final in the intermediate grade next year, of course. So obviously there'll be one of them going up, and actually see it's actually the subs I think she's asked to move across, and maybe the whole, I'm not sure.
Yeah, lock, stock and barrel coming across the field.
So maybe it was the fact that they were maybe over there, and linesman, obviously Brandon Power wasn't too happy with that, so we're going to wait for them to resume. In case you are just joining us, it's Tallow in the white this afternoon, the white and the blue, Portlaw in their traditional blue and gold. And on that scoreboard, it's 3-2 to Tallow, 1-1 to Portlaw.
Yeah, just a pity that couldn't have been done during the water break, you know, and maybe get it out of the way. So it's just a lane restart there. But look, it's the right thing to do, obviously, from a safety point of view.
So Amy McIntosh, she's got a point from play so far.
Yeah, Amy playing very well early on in the game, so be happy with herself.
Makes a clean enough connection with this one, but just taking her eye off it there. Emma or Claire Curley just slipped underneath her hurley, but it's still in a dangerous area. Tallow will want to keep that scoreboard ticking. Conor O'Neill indicates that that's going to be a free out there. Thought he was actually going to throw it in, but obviously he saw something. He's closer to the action than we are, so Portlaw will be pretty relieved with that, and Zara O'Donnell a chance to clear her lines.
And Zara has started very well.
She has actually,
Portlaw, in fairness to her, she's managing her own there now and holding her own at least in that corner, and she's drifting in around full back position. So free on the 21 now. Good clearance down the field, out to the middle of the field area.
Good clearance by Zara, batted back with interest by Tallow. They're well up for this game this afternoon. Now we're watching Claire Curley go forward. Flick pass isn't a great one. Intercepting it again is Ava Shanky. She's been everywhere for Portlaw in this opening half. Shortens the grip on her stick off her left hand side. Good run there by Annie Quinn. Real danger player in this Portlaw attack, taking on her marker. Gone inside, Aisling McGrath slid her glue to the hurley. Annie Quinn bearing down on goal, takes her shot, fires it over the bar. Brilliant score by the corner forwards. She's well capable of that. We haven't seen too much of her so far, Derek. Good score.
Superb run, and a great bit of vision there from Eva Shanky. Great hard work out in the middle of the field, picked her out with a great pass. Annie took that pass and turned and did what she does best, which is run, and got a beautiful strike off the left over the bar on the run. Really good quality score now, good skills demonstrated there. Well done.
Yeah, that'll do the confidence the world of good. So Portlaw 1-2, Tallow 3-2. Junior Camogie final, live here on the Waterford Camogie YouTube page, courtesy of Rural TV. Live from the WRT Arena. Shauna Corcoran trying to get hands in the ball, overturned by Tallow, driven back with interest by Ruth O'Regan. They have their tails up now. Obviously they got a few stern words no doubt from Jim Laffin and his management team at the water break. Tallow clearing their lines on this occasion. Good first time, brilliant play there by Nicole Curley, I think it was, who prodded that ball forward. Plenty of ground hurling in demonstration here in the early stages of this county junior final. Here's Portlaw trying to win this ball back. There's a real cluster of bodies there, almost like a rugby scrum, something like we'll see in the Aviva tomorrow. But Portlaw trying to regain it. Molly Davey trying to get hands on the ball. Linda Casey in there for Tallow as well. It's picked up by Tallow. It's their centre forward, yeah. Catherine Coakley shipped outside. Prodded nicely by Kate there, but it's a very tight confinement there. Tallow trying to weave her way forward there. Catherine Coakley, she's capable of that, just loves to put the head down, run at the heart of the defence, and in fairness, to right under the nose of Conor O'Neill, who said, look lads, you're pulling her back, so this is free into Tallow.
Yeah, and just before that, Catherine demonstrated one of the old skills of the game that we see very little of in the men's game, even just that ground hurling she added to a ball, moved it on another 10 or 15 yards. Excellent to see it, and then she followed it in, managed to get the pass back there from one of her teammates there. I think it might have been Amy again, and earned a great free.
She did, and can Amy point that resultant free? The Tallow fans would like to think so, and the umpires agree. Second point for Amy McIntosh. She's got one from play. Now she's got a neat free as well, and that'll do her confidence the world of good. She started well. Tallow have started well there.
Started very well. Amy and Catherine, obviously, in particular, have done really well. Amy Beecher and obviously Leanne Sheehan in full forward. So they just have the momentum at the moment, and they're maintaining it.
Portlaw trying to win this ball back. Battle for possession here, once again on the 45-metre line. Who's going to win this one? You can see there's no quarter given her ass. It's won by the Tallow cornerback. That's Chloe Nolan. She started instead of Alyssa Flannery, but just on that occasion gives away the ball. Amy McIntosh, brilliant use, just that prodding forward. Brick Welsh flick early, yeah.
Great ball into the full forward, into Leanne Sheehan again.
Can she get hands on it? Oh, just taken off her there. She's having a good duel with Amy Mears, but she has 2 goals so far. She's on a hat-trick even in the 20th minute. So didn't think we'd be saying that before throwing, but Amy Mears won't give up the goals, literally trying to kick that ball out. Overturning it is Catherine Coakley. Good play by the Tallow centre forward. Lovely sidestep inside, gets inside the cover, looking for Amy McIntosh. Referee says you took too much out of it, and I'd say he was just blowing her just as she gave that pass.
Just about, and after some good play, but good to see Amy Mears settling in there again now. She's particularly well there in the end of that occasion. So she's finding her feet and she's starting to figure out how to stop her having that impact that she had in the first quarter. So well done on that. But just unlucky there, maybe one step too many. Conor decided she'd carried it more than 4 steps.
And here's Zara O'Donnell with the free. And fairness to Conor, he's leaving the play flow too as well. That's contributing to a game, because they are 2 teams who just love to, I suppose, get on with it, as the fella says. And here's Molly Davey for, Shauna Corcoran for Tallow. Off as far as Amy McIntosh, again a player who's everywhere so far this afternoon. One back by Molly Davey. Molly goes forward and Molly engineers that free there. Kind of those ones where she was going down, she was just waiting for the contact, gets the free.
She went into the tackle knowing that she was going to probably get that contact, and a lot of the girls we were talking about the game being left flow, that's what they want. That's the modern day Camogie now. It's no longer what it was before. They want that contact, want to take on the tackles, and that's evidence here against both teams, really physical and determined.
Yeah, so a first opportunity for Emma Norris, who's a very capable free taker for Portlaw. Top scorer in the championship so far, and you can see why with that strike. Emma Norris opens her account. That'll do her confidence the world of good, and that was a good clean strike there by Emma Norris.
Yeah, right out in front of the goal, maybe 35 yards out, 40 yards out, just in front of the goal. Good one to get now for a free taker if it's your first free, so that'll settle her down, and she just needs to get on more ball.
And Portlaw, they're just keeping in touch, but they trail by 2 goals on the scoreboard. Oh, brilliant catch there, absolutely brilliant there by Chloe Nolan, the number 4 for Portlaw. Pass goes astray. Oh, brilliant tackle there. Tallow overturning that ball. Kate Ryan prodding it forward, but only out as far as the wing forward. That's Niamh Laffin, has a point to her name so far. Drills it back with interest. Oh, brilliant full-back play. Jackie Forbes, brilliant play there. Took it in her stride, and a good relieving clearance for the western side. Tallow back on the attack. Ball in the hand now of Claire Curley, wearing 13, but she's way out the field. Amy McIntosh peeling her way into space. Oh, brilliant defending there by Portlaw and Casey Brazel. Casey and Amy, 2 of the players at opposite end of the Richter scale in terms of age and experience, but 2 great warriors. Tallow trying to defend this ball. Catherine Coakley was amongst there. Abby Norris trying to pick it up. She has it back to Ava Shanky for Portlaw. Brilliant block down there. Hurley is broken by Shauna Corcoran. I'm sure they'll get a spare one into her quickly. But right now we're watching Portlaw trying to mount this attack. Referee says play on. Again, he's leaving this play flow. Niamh Laffin, or that's Laura Laffin, trying to prod this ball forward. Could work out, and the referee says it's a penalty. Abby Norris was in there, came across. Jackie O'Sullivan came across as well. Conor O'Neill indicates the tackle. There was contact, sufficient contact for a penalty. One of the other Tallow girls is down there as well, but there's a pretty bemused look on the Tallow supporters there, Derek.
I'm a little bit bemused myself. If anything, I thought it might be a free out. I'm not sure where that. I'd like to see a replay of that to see where the contact was, because it's like the collateral damage is that there's 2 Tallow girls down on the ground. Like, so, I just wonder. But obviously, Conor was closer to it, and it is just what the doctor ordered if you're a Portlaw player. So obviously, 2 goals between them now. This could be a massive lift from just before. So we come up to half time.
See, one of your selectors, Catherine O'Donnell, is down there on umpire duty as well. So maybe we might have to quiz Catherine on that one later on. Maybe.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, I just didn't see. I didn't see a free in even. I don't see a penalty, but look,
yeah, Abby came in kind of blind, but obviously Conor maybe felt that the angle that she was caught on was worthy of. But he, in fairness, he blew the whistle straight away.
Oh
so.
yeah, look, in fairness, he's making them calls early, like when he needs to make them. So as I said, like these are the kind of ones now that
could be a big moment on this county final, Derek.
It's early. It is only 23 minutes in, but when you're 2 goals down and you're struggling to get scores, this is the kind of a goal. I mean, we saw De La Salle get one late in the game last week and Bet converted the penalty, and it gave them that lift just when they needed it, albeit it wasn't enough overall. But yeah, so we still have
Emma Norris, we still have the Tallow players getting treatment there, and it was a combination there, I think, of Jackie Forbes and Jackie O'Sullivan was back there as well that came across, and I suppose it's nearly suiting Tallow now just to kind of maybe keep Emma, I suppose, wait and keep her on her toes in this instance. But
I mean, but you could see Portlaw getting those little bit of breaks around and around. There was some, they're working their socks off. It's just to date, like, to be fair to them, it's not through lack of effort. They're 2 goals down, but at the moment, Tallow have a little bit of touch on them, like, and they're getting ahead of. So,
a shot there of the Tallow goalkeeper Sean Sullivan, of course, who was involved with the Tallow team last year. Himself and Tommy Ryan done great work, handing over the baton this year to Tyg O'Connor and Kenneth Carney. But right now we're watching Emma Norris facing Lucy Forbes in the Tallow goal. Portlaw trail by 6 in this county junior final.
Really important.
Presumably she is going to have a cut. She has a point so far. Can she add to her tally? It's gone in and it's gone over the bar. There was height on it. I'm not sure was she going for the spectacular into the top corner, but they get a score out of it. 2nd point for Emma Norris.
Yeah, and it's needed like any kind of a score, but obviously they'll be disappointed. Probably didn't get the goal. But look, they have a score. It brings the game back to 5 points, and they're on a little bit of an ascendancy. So that's good for them. They can get another 1 or 2 points before half time. They'll go in probably relatively happy considering where they were after the first water break.
5-point game. Enjoyable stuff here at the WIT Arena, wherever you're watching the live stream. We hope you're enjoying it. Casey Brazel took her eye off it, but still manages to prod the ball forward. Very close to the side. It's gone out there, and Ken Carney almost doing the linesman job there, telling Paddy Bradley that it is going to be, but I think Paddy knew it was going to be a Tallow ball, so it's going to be a line ball there.
Casey disappoints. Maybe with her first touch, she had to lose it to ground and then play it on the ground. Unfortunately, too strong and out over the sideline. So you've got a Tallow line ball.
So a line ball.
Is it Amy going back?
It's Amy McIntosh again, Derek. She seems to be everywhere. Absolutely. Playing a real captain's part. She wants to get hands on that junior trophy come the end of this game. Portlaw want to retain her. That was a nasty strike there. Abby Norris right through there on Linda Casey, and she got a nasty enough belt there. Conor ought to maybe have stopped it there on that occasion, but he's going to play on for a second and just maybe waiting for a break in play, but she got full belt of the slitter through there. And wisely there stopping the play. Linda Casey got the follow through there. I think she actually got the ball there, Abby Norris, and Conor wisely stopping the play. It took him a while to do so, but let's hope it's not too serious.
He's got these rules, like, it is interesting. I know referees probably get a lot of abuse for not stopping games, but my understanding is that unless it's a head injury, like,
it is. No, it's correct. That's correct.
And to be fair to him, he can only implement the rules. But to be fair, once the ball became freely available to court,
and you're waiting for that next break and play to try and maybe give her the due treatment.
The medics running straight away. So look, it is a difficult one because we all get frustrated when we don't see a game being stopped. But it is a rule about a head injury.
Yeah, she started well, Linda Casey there in the half forward line for Tallow. Tallow fans are pleading they should have got a free, but I don't think that's the way it works, in fairness, unless the rules have changed dramatically since during the summer. But coming back,
there should have been a free there in the first place. But look,
taking this is Zara O'Donnell. In fairness, 2 players. She picks herself up very gingerly. Linda Casey, she's as tough as nails. Portlaw will get on with this one. Oh, lovely balance there by Ava Shanky. Goes by the tackle there of Shauna Corcoran. Inside, Abby Norris spends her back. Oh, brilliant hook there. Brilliant tackling there. That was the Tallow midfielder. That was Shauna Corcoran. One back by her cornerback. That's Jackie O'Sullivan. Good relieving clearance out in the sideline. Race for possession here between the Tallow centre forward, Catherine Coakley, and Chloe Nolan. And Chloe adjudged there to have come into the back. It's going to be a free to Portlaw or to Tallow. very close to the sideline there, and just into the back there of Catherine Coakley, who's working really hard there.
Yeah, I think he's going to take a name here, maybe give a card.
Yeah, I think
it's one of those, I'd say, slightly 60-40 tackles. You know, she probably came in a little bit late into it, but she was fully committed to getting the tackle on Catherine Coakley, who's having a really massive impact in this game so far. She's really influential for the Tallow team, and we expected that from what we were hearing about her before today, so she's really setting the pace there.
I'm not sure that I see a card being flashed there, I can't.
Yeah, I think he definitely took a name anyway. He had the notebook out.
It was Chloe Nolan, yeah, was the Gipsy party there, yeah.
Still feeling the after effects.
Having a word there with Brandon Power, the linesman, I see, so.
Yeah.
As we approach the end of the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, so look, I mean, in fairness to Catherine, as soon as she was able to get up, get the helmet back on, she's back up and giving instructions to her teammates back into centre forward position, so fair play to her. Get on with it. This is one of the features of the game that there's no, they're getting on with it.
Yeah.
And
they know each other so well as well, don't they? You know?
Yeah, they've battled it, but the standards of hurling here today is fantastic.
Absolutely,
They have to put that on record. It's really, really good.
Top notch, absolutely,
top notch. And the weather is helping that, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a beautiful still afternoon here. Very little breeze, mild conditions, ideal conditions. We may be heading towards the end of November, but now we're watching another ground strike as Tallow try to mount another few scores before the break. It's Amy McIntosh again. Look at her number 8. Literally, she's everywhere, battling there with Georgia Harris, who's just a young player, 20 years of age, of course. She's the Portlaw captain, pulled on first time by McIntosh. Kate Ryan trying to get it forward, but Tallow standing their ground. Good play there by the centre. That's Amy Mears trying to engineer her way out there. Portlaw, it's literally 1 against 3 there. It's the corner back in front of Chloe Nolan trying to win that ball, and she has possession, spoons it outside. Intercepted though by Catherine Coakley, the centre forward for Tallow, and referee is coming back for an advantage. In fairness, he had the hand up. It was Catherine Coakley again, really in the thick of everything there as well. Shauna Corcoran in there as well, winning that free, and again just going to have a word here maybe with Abby.
Yeah, and you know, again, you don't want to say it too often, but there was an attempt of a hand pass, and Abby went in to block it with the hurley. I mean, the ball is there to be tackled, and I suppose she got the hand. It's one of those interesting rules, like, you know.
Yeah, she picks up a yellow there, which seems a tad harsh there on that occasion.
She was playing the ball, to be fair. The hand was there, unfortunately, from. But I don't think there was any malice in it. I think maybe a ticking would have been enough, you know.
So 4 minutes, I'm hearing, of additional time, which is 4 minutes. So there was, I know, Linda was down that time. So right now that we'll watch the free, Amy McIntosh. Wide ball, Brian Cudahy there, just giving the indication.
A blot on Amy's copybook today. A really, really standard free for her in the middle of the field. She managed to pull it to the left.
Thanks to Brian Cudahy there, the 4th official, the Ballyduff Lower man, for indicating that he's on duty here this afternoon. Right now we'll watch Ruth O'Regan go forward, and there's a late tackle there, just caught on the helmet. In fairness, players, there's no malice in it, but still, I suppose, look up, they are frees.
Yeah, just attempts to get the hooks and blocks and stuff, and it's great to see that, because that's a part of the game that has really come into Camogie in the last while, because, you know, girls are not afraid to get in that hurley there now and use the hurley to get the hooks.
This one is driven in by Casey Brazel. Tallow or Portlaw would want to get some scores before half time. Battling in there is Laura Laffin, battling hard with Jackie Forbes, trying to get hands on it here. Are the girls in blue, and that's flashed in there by Niamh Laffin, and Niamh engineers a free there, gets a free there. She has a point so far, she's getting on a bit of ball, and this will be certainly scoreable, you feel, for Emma Norristark.
Yeah, and I think, look, they're taking over. If they get it over, it keeps that scoreboard taking over, you know, and while they'd admit, I'm sure at half time they haven't played anything like to their best, they're in the game still, you know, and they're managing. These 1 or 2 points here and there will keep them in the game. So it's really important to get this one over the bar now. Just as I said, we're into injury time, we've got 2 or 3 minutes left of it, so.
Yeah, you can see that on your screen there. 4 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half here. It's a cracking decider so far. The junior certainly been treated to top class action here, and a feast of Camogie here. And Carriganore this afternoon, she goes for the goal. Oh, it's saved inside. It's literally trying to be kicked in by Laura Laffin. Oh, brilliant defending there by Tallow. We were all expecting Emma to just tap that over the bar. She went for the goal. The Tallow defence were equal to it, and Sarah Mulcahy wins the free out. Almost as good as the score there. Psychologically, that could be huge. It wasn't as if it was a bad shot or anything by Emma. There was plenty of venom in it, but it was saved. Combination of Tallow backs, and then Sarah Mulcahy winning that free out. Great defending.
Was Emma kind of a la Paul Flynn back in the day, maybe that kind of an unexpected shot, and had it gone in, it would have been a massive goal, but not to get anything out of it. You'd have to question, maybe come up to half time, maybe just take the points. As I was saying, keep the scoreboard ticking over. They
might have a chance to get another one though, Derek, because Niamh Laffin has the ball. It's driven back down, and Nicole Curley trying to police this one out over the sideline, and the flag is up there from Brandon Power. It's going to be a line ball. Line ball will be to Tallow. Cole, who has that knee heavily strapped there, but she gets on with this one quickly. Here's Shauna Corcoran trying to get over the ball for Tallow. They're leading on that scoreboard as we approach the end of the first half. Kate Ryan pushed in the back there. That's going to be a free to Tallow.
Yeah.
Using all her experience there and free out for Tallow.
And again, look, I mean, that's the net effect of that missed chance. Like, you know, Tallow came out with that ball, got a lift out of it, got a, you know, a bit of a resurgence there. So, you know, not taking the point could be counterproductive there.
And it's going to be taken by Nicole Curley. Gets her strike in, but it's right over the line. She was looking for Amy McIntosh. She's been policed now by Abby Norris, who picked up that yellow card a few moments ago. But you could see a lot of the play goes through Amy McIntosh for Tallow.
I was going to say, Gavin, I mean, she's a Duracell battery out there at the moment.
Absolutely.
Can she maintain that throughout the hour? I mean, if she does, in fairness, like, it'll be a massive performance, because at the moment she's definitely in a running for player of the match already, you know.
Yeah, the player of the match, and that County Junior Cup is just below us here in our commentary position, which will be made afterwards, of course, as well. We'll be bringing you both presentations live. That's a free, says Conor O'Neill there, the Tallow player driving out the ball. In fairness to Chloe Nolan, she's under a bit of pressure, but she's battling really hard in that Portlaw rear guard.
Definitely, yeah. Look, I mean, they're having their moments, but they just need to get a run. I think what Portlaw needs maybe is a spell of 3 or 4 minutes where they can get a bit of a impress their own imprint on the game, you know. But that hasn't happened because, to be fair to Tallow, they've closed out everything so far.
So KC Brazil with this free. We've played the 4 minutes of additional time. Conor O'Neill decides there's still going to be another attack. Still a few seconds. Tallow trying to get the ball up the field and literally bang on cue. 34 minutes gone. It's half time here at the WRT Arena in this really enjoyable junior Premier final. It's Tallow in control, 3-3 to 1-4. Leanne Sheehan has a brace of goals. Amy Beecher has won one. Bit of debate over the Portlaw goal. We'll try and find out exactly who got that. And Emma Norris has got 2 points. Niamh Laffin with a neat score from play as well. And Annie Quinn also on target. So highly entertaining, Derek. Tallow full value for that lead?
Without doubt, there's no question. But like, I mean, and probably could even be further ahead, you know. But I obviously, Portlaw missing the penalty now, that would have been a very good score to get.
Absolutely, forgot to mention. Yeah.
But I still think there's a big game in this Portlaw. I think they'll come out in the second half.
Yeah, they've yet to really get going. There's more in them, isn't there?
They're better than what they're playing, and in fairness to Tallow, they're probably the reason they're not maybe left them open their shoulders and imprint their own game on it, you know. But so far, yeah, like what's impressed me most from both teams is the skill levels here, and obviously you expect the hunger and determination to be there in abundance. But the actual standard of Camogie that's been played here today is exceptional, and that's a testament to both teams and their management teams and their trainers and so on. And also, well done on that score. But it's really good so far. Some really good performances from Tallow in the shape of Catherine Coakley. I think particularly Leanne Sheehan started like house on fire for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Amy Beecher a couple of scores, and then in fairness, if Portlaw go on to win this game, they can thank the likes of Ava Shankly there for that first half performance, who's managed to keep them in the game, I think, with her work rate and her determination all around the middle of the field. So yeah, it's a long way to go, but at the moment, yeah, Tallow are definitely in the driving seat if they can keep things going.
They certainly are indeed, as the juvenile youngsters of De La Salle Portlaw are preparing to come on here. They're part of the half-time exhibition stuff here in the WRT Arena as well, so a big day for them, and well done to Ita and all the Waterford Camogie team for their organisation on that front. So half-time here at the WRT Arena in the Hooper Dolan Insurance's Junior Camogie A final of 2021. It's Tallow in control at half-time. Tallow 3-3, Portlaw 1-4.
If you'd asked me when I was 10 years of age what I wanted to be, a hurley maker was it. The first hurl I made would have been for myself and my wife Patrice. I suppose, look, she was playing Camogie for Waterford at the time, and I was just making a few hurleys for her. In 2006 then we just said we'd give it a go and try and make a business out of it full time, you know. So we did, and touch wood, it's going okay, thank God. Patrice would look after the sales and all that, along with my father over in the workshop. I have 2 little children as well, JJ and Katie, have come along over the last couple of years, and you know, please God, I'd like to, you know, pass on the craft and the tradition to them to keep in the family and that, you know. So hopefully, look, they'll know how to make a hurley anyway, and after that, then they can find their own path in life. Probably the biggest buzz for me is the fact that, you know, the hurleys are made in the back of the cowshed in Knocknaduff, and when you see them then up in Thurles and Crow Park, like I get a wicked buzz off that. You know, you wouldn't be jumping up and down shouting it, but just you'll be sitting in the stand in Thurles or Crow Park, and inside he'd just be happy, you know what I mean? It's just, it sort of makes all the hard work worthwhile. Like. The way I look at it is that they played hurling hundreds of years ago with an ash hurley, and they're still playing with it. And thank God, look, they are, and that suits me down to the ground. I'll keep making them by hand, please God, as long as the shoulders hold up.
Yes, you're very welcome back to the WIT Arena. The youngsters of De La Salle and Portlaw just making their way off as part of the half-time exhibition here, and really making it a real day of Feast of Camogie here. It's Tallow in control of this junior final, 3-3 to 1-4. Conor O'Neill of St. Saviour's is the man in the middle, and he gets this second half underway. Can Tallow bridge a gap? Just been told at half-time it's been 50 years since they last won this junior triumph. They're keen to get hands back on the trophy this afternoon, and they're going about it the right way now because they have a free in the centre of the field from Amy McIntosh, again drawing that foul, and it's going to be hit by their wing back. But yeah, that was I suppose an interesting piece of information, Derek, to find out at half-time that Tallow, they've been trying so long to get their hands on this trophy.
Yeah, 50 years we're talking about, like, it's incredible to see that, like, you know. Yeah, and we just noted one or two changes, I think on the Portlaw side, number 23 is in there, I'm not sure for who.
And I think number 16 for number 10 for Tallow as well. So Abby Ryan looks like she's come on, and it's Linda Casey who's gone off. Linda, of course, got that belt there in the first half, so I think that could be maybe more precautionary. We wish Linda well. We'll bring you that Portlaw substitute very shortly indeed.
Kate Foley,
Kate is in, is it?
23, not sure.
That's a free to Portlaw. It's Shauna Corcoran deemed to be charging there with that ball, having a good battle there with Molly Davey. Of course, they marked each other last year in those two epic battles in the Junior Shield final, which Portlaw came out on top after a replay. So Kate Foley on for Portlaw. We'll bring you who Kate is on for in due course. Right now we'll follow the flight of the ball as Portlaw go in pursuit of the opening score in the second half. They trail on the scoreboard. It's 3-3 to 1-4. Ball on the 21-metre line. Portlaw have it. Brilliant strike over the shoulder there. Just seems to be tailing though. It was a great effort by Annie Quinn. She's capable of that, but it was just always drifting though once it left her left-hand side there.
Back to the goal, it would have been a fantastic score and just probably what they needed to start the second half, Gavin. But they're certainly starting with a bit of impetus now. Obviously, it's half-time talk, just reminding them that they're behind by 4 or 5 scores, so they need to start getting an early score too.
So it's going to be a
all the way back.
All the way back.
Georgia Harris, yeah.
George has a chance to get over the ball. Her dad, Ger, is here, of course.
Strike down the wing. Yeah, but it's going back all the way back to the...
Well read by Jackie O'Sullivan. Oh, just took her eye off it and flicked away there. Tackle is good though. Emma Norris has a chance to get down over this ball. Doesn't come up the first time, doesn't the second. Prods it forward to the substitute. Breaking onto this ball is Kate Foley. She has plenty of pace. Can she finish off her left hand side? They could do with a score. They want to start the second half. Well, challenge on the goalie inside. Great goalkeeping there. Lucy Forbes. Laura Laffin trying to get it in. It's literally on the goal line there. Literally on the square there. Umpire looking at things very closely. Who's going to get this ball? Laura Laffin trying to prod it in. Tallow trying to engineer it out. Niamh Laffin bends her back. Gets down over the ball. Oh, the hand pass went astray and intercepted there by Tallow. Didn't go to hand from Portlaw's point of view. And now the girls from the west, the far west, can break out with this ball. Oh, great battle there for possession, but there's a foul there on the Portlaw player there. Good battle there between Catherine Coakley. In fairness to Catherine, she acknowledges to the referee that it was just a kind of a clipping of heels there. Casey Brazel winning the free.
Step on her there, like, and she had to get the tackle in. So well done to Casey straight away, back up again, but earned a good free there.
Yeah, Casey Brazel is hurling well there.
Very well there, yeah, very good, stylish player when she gets on the ball, attacking wing back. And in fairness to just needing to get this score now, it's a difficult one for Emma to take here out 5 yards in from the sideline, about 45 yards, 47 yards out.
Yeah, it's a clean enough connection. No, it looks good. It's over the bar, you know, but Hurley's going out. That's a brilliant strike by Emma Norris, number 3 for the number 13. She may have missed a penalty, but that's the opening score for the second half. That's the start Portlaw wanted.
Yeah, and that's back, brings it back to a 3-point game, I think, if I'm right. Is it 1-5 or 1-6 maybe? Yeah, 3-3. So 1-5, yeah, so 4-point game. So game on, plenty of time, and Portlaw are on the ascendancy here. Early doors in the second half. Yeah, which is just 3.5 minutes old. Live here from the WT Arena this afternoon on the Waterford Camogie YouTube page, all courtesy of Rua TV. Rua and Willie O'Mahony here today. A busy day for the lads, but sterling work as always. Portlaw have possession. Portlaw have the free, and once again it's Ava Shanky. Tallow fans underneath us are pleading that she charged with the ball, but Conor O'Neill is the man in the middle this afternoon. It's Tallow's substitute Abby Ryan who came in there, felt the full effects of that one, but again Ava Shanky covering every blade of grass. Every blade, yeah. Look, I mean, she's just an engine here in the middle of the field, and she's curbing the influence of players like maybe Amy McIntosh and so on that had a really big impact as well in the first half. So, yeah, great strike from Emma Norris, huge one. Ball breaks to Niamh Laffin. Can she get a strike in this one? Drilled in. Oh, brilliant defending there. It's gone out for a... Oh, it's gone wide. Block seemed to be on the hurley there, not the ball, but... Yeah, took a strength in his mind in that one.
And there's plenty of amateur umpires now underneath us, but
shall we call them?
in fairness, because sometimes that can be a confuse, because sometimes the block might be on the hurley, mightn't necessarily be a connection on the slitter. So it'll be interesting to see what Connor is doing here. It is a 65.
It's probably the right call in fairness, because of the shift of movement and direction of the ball. He's now consulting with his linesman here to make sure, but it looks like,
So Brandon Power is coming in now. Brandon, of course, very experienced. He's officiated a lot of games down here in Waterford during the year, and it's a 65. Kenneth Carney is cutting a pretty frustrated figure on the line there, along with Tygo O'Connor, but that's what they've decided. So Emma Norris has a chance to get her fourth of the afternoon.
Keeps that impetus there going for Portlaw. It's exactly what Portlaw need, and if they can put this one over, it'll be considered a controversial score, but it'll be a vital one. So she stands over on the 45.
The 45, of course, keep getting mixed up between 65s and 45s.
Over the black spot.
Doesn't affect Emma Norris though, because it's her fourth of the afternoon. Brilliant free taking by the number 13. There'll be a bit of debate over this one, I'm sure, if it comes down to a 1 point game, Derek.
It's now back to a 3 point game, with all said and done, with all of the energy and efforts of Tallow in the first half. They need to start getting on the ball now themselves, because they've lost sight of the game here at the moment.
3-3 to 1-6. Entertaining stuff here in Carriganore. Norris has it again. Portlaw win it back. Seem to be off the ground. Yes, says the referee. Emma is good, but she's not that good, and Connor spotted it. So relief for Tallow.
After a superb catch from the puck out after her own free, but managed to drop it and give away, concede a free. So Tallow needed this now, need to settle, find the right player, maybe get that ball to Catherine Coke or somebody, get it in towards Leanne Sheehan, edge of the square, and maybe hopefully get something from it.
This is a good strike by Nicole Curley, the number 7, cut off inside there, but he substitute there for Portlaw. That's Kate Foley. She's looked really sharp upon her introduction. Driven back down, right down the heart of the Tallow defence there. That's Sarah Mulcahy. High tackle on Sarah there, using her experience, vastly experienced, so good at holding that centre, and really tower of strength in the Tallow defence there.
Came out in that ball and attacked the ball in the air with a hurley, knocked it down, knowing that she was probably going to get fouled. But it didn't stop her from going for that ball, so she's earned a really good free. Just literally at centre of the field, Lorna Parker, and a good ball, good position to leave the ball in around the square.
And it's a very good connection by Nicole as well. This could be very dangerous for Portlaw. Ball batted back inside. Kate Ryan trying to get hands on it, but it's Portlaw overturning it through Casey Brazel. Again, Casey not afraid to use the ground hurling. Likewise, Kate Ryan trying to prod it forward again. It's Casey, bends her back, and good relieving clearance for the Tannery girls this afternoon. So, chance here. Amy McIntosh in the thick of it once again. It's Abby Norris, centre forward for Portlaw. Look how deep she's gone to try and get hands on the ball. Have the Tallow girls this? No, it's still on the ground there. Battle for possession here. As I said, these two teams, they know each other really well. No quarter given or asked. Pulled on first time. Tallow back in the ascendancy, trying to mount another attack. What a pick up that is, or almost. Georgia Harris tried to get her hands on that, the 20-year-old centre back. She's going to have a really bright future ahead of her. Picked up by her midfielder, that's Ruth O'Regan, covering a lot of ground for Portlaw this afternoon. Breaking ball, who's it going to favour? It's Emma Norris, 4 points so far, wearing 13. Look how far out from goal she is. And great vision as well to spot that the centre forward. That was Abby Norris, who thought she might have been momentarily away. Showing a bit of soccer skills there as well. They have a good soccer team in Portlaw as well. And Abby is going forward. She's pushed in the back. Claimed she threw herself, but I think in fairness seemed to be a push in the back there.
Yeah, I think it maybe back, and she had that opportunity to take it early, fumble the ball, but managed to get it back, as you said, with a bit of soccer, and got a little bit of nudge in the back, going inbound towards goal. So it'll be a nice, handy free. Well, once a handy one, I suppose, is out to the side, but based on the one that Emma hooked over, last one or two, I'd say it's well within her compass, as I said.
It certainly is, and the radar is working fairly well for Emma so far. She's got 4, she'll be hoping to make it 5 and eat into that Tallow lead. Off her right hand side, looks good from here. It's over the bar from Emma Norris. 5 points for her now in this county final, and certainly the radar is in tune now, Derek.
It shows the value of a free taker, Gavin. We all know about it in the male side things, but it's equally as valuable. You've got a good free taker that can puck over 6 or 7 points from frees in difficult positions. That's worth its weight in gold for a team.
And here's the puck out for Tallow. Lucy Forbes, they'll want to answer that. Breaking ball, it's going to favour the girls in white. That's the Tallow colours this afternoon. Good ground strike, but only right down the throat of that Portlaw defence. That's a high tackle there, and Ava Shanky again, who's wearing 10, seems to be back there again. Such a young player as well. I think there could be a card come out here for the Tallow corner forward. It's Claire Curley is going to be spoken to by Conor O'Neill. In fairness, probably wasn't intent to put the hurley up that high, but it was a free, and she could well pick up a yellow here, Derek.
Yeah, just a little bit over anxious there, and I suppose looking at the impact that Ava is having, they'll do everything in their power, I suppose, to try and stop her influence in the game. But
Yeah, and even though she's wearing 10, she seems to filter back, get on ball there. And she's, as you say, she's a brilliant
role, to drift around the field and use her energy, because she's, as I said, she's as fit as top of her game at the moment.
Casey Brazel didn't make a clean connection there with that one, and in fairness, again, it's Sarah Mulcahy winning that free there for Tallow right at the heart of the fence. They'll be in no particular hurry with this one. They are leading on the scoreboard 3-3 to 1-7. They led at half time, by the way, 3-3 to 1-4. Leanne Sheehan with a brace of goals, and Amy Beecher with their third. Annie Quinn with the Portlaw goal, but that is subject to a bit of debate amongst the Portlaw supporters, I believe.
Yeah, then we'll go on and on, I'd say, into the late hours, I'd say, maybe if they get a win here today.
They came out on top last year in the replay. That was the Junior Shield final. It's all about the Junior Cup final this afternoon, and the referee Conor spotted it. Yeah,
tap on the ankle.
It's a bit of a loose, loose
just
tackle
a little bit late on the swing there. I suppose she had got that ball away.
Tallow supporters and mentors encouraging each other as well, trying to drive on.
Yeah, the Tallow have regressed a bit now in the second half, and they're more defensive game, which it might be better to revert back to. Yeah.
Good tackling there, no illegal tackling on the part of Abby Norris there. Referee says there wasn't enough of the ball won. It was the Tallow fullback there, Jackie Forbes. Yeah. Zara O'Donnell was there as well. Jackie O'Sullivan and
Harris, maybe that. Yeah, and that's what you want now from Tallow. They want to see the girls pushing on again now, getting back to the way they were playing in the first half. If you're a Tallow supporter, they need to get a score, I think, on the board, because they've conceded 4 or 5.
Yeah, they haven't scored so far in the second half, Derek.
And we're 11 minutes into the second half, so any sort of score. Yeah, great catch.
Oh, plucked out of the air brilliantly by Shauna Corcoran. Great play by the midfielder. Has support down the line. Here's Kay Ryan. Can she finish? Very difficult angle, and it's just gone wide there. I was about to say she made little of it. Certainly worth a shot. Probably the wrong side for someone hitting off her left-hand side, but it was an opportunity.
Yeah, and I think if she reflects on it, she probably should have got the ball across the goal. Maybe it was a really, really difficult angle.
Now, Portlaw, even though they are trailing, they're playing with very few people in their own half of the field, which is very, very interesting. It'll be interesting to see who that will suit come the end of the 60 minutes. Tallow would like to think it'll favour them. They're driving out with this ball. Lovely balance and control into the centre forward. That centre forward is Catherine Coakley again, pulls on it on the ground, maybe when she ought to have picked it up, but easier to say it from up here on county final day. Both these teams have given it everything. Highly entertaining stuff here in the WIT Arena. Sunshine, that's charging, says the referee on the part of Ciara Harris. She's frustrated by that decision, throws the ball on the ground. Conor O'Neill says, I was underneath it, it was charging, so it's going to be a free in there. And I think, having looked back at it there, she had a chance to clear her lines.
Yeah, she had, and look, wholehearted sort of defensive play coming out, I suppose, anticipating the tackles, but just teams have maybe used a little bit too much energy and in their attempt to get out of that defence. But Conor obviously straight away blowing the whistle for charging. So it's a really, really handy free, I suppose, if there's ever such a thing, right in front of the D. Straight out between the two posts, and this is going to be a really, really important score for Tallow.
They've waited some 13 minutes into the second half to get it, if they can get it. Amy McIntosh, you'd certainly fancy her.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the Tallow supporters, the rapturous blue and gold fans that are underneath us, that it's number 3 for the midfielder. Missed one there in the first half. She'll be happy with that one. We see Linda Casey underneath us here. They got that belt in the first half, so let's hope she's okay. Yeah. She's urging on her colleagues right now. Once again, we're watching Ava Shanky go forward. Lovely balance by Ava. Offloads as far as Niamh Laffin. Brilliant defending there by the Tallow cornerback. That was Aisling McGrath. Brilliant tackling there. They're waiting for a whistle. Referee says play on. And there's a Tallow player down inside. In fairness, or a Portlaw player down. In fairness, there's an injury there. The Tallow fans not too happy with. They will resume, I think, from where they stopped from there.
Yeah.
Lads have a word with Brandon Power, the linesman, and I don't like the way the girls there, because there was a quick reaction there to. I'm not too sure, is it Georgia Harris who could be down there, Derek, but let's hope it's not too serious.
Yeah, you can't see the number on that jersey now. Obviously, she's in a bit of distress there on the ground.
Yeah, I think she's after doing the knee, I think.
Yeah, it was good quick reactions this time from Conor. We might have been saying maybe the first half there could have been game could have been stopped sooner, but straight away the game was stopped there. In fairness, there's obviously she's in a bit of, I think it's a leg injury. Thank God it's not a head injury. So
yeah, I see some of the Hickey girls there, Anna and Moran in for that next game, of course, to be part and parcel of the Modeligo team. So they're certainly here good and early anyway.
Yeah, looking forward to that one, I'm sure, and we are too, obviously, and I'm sure anyone that's coming online to watch the game is going to be a cracker of a game, just like this one is turning out to be.
Yeah, I think it is Georgia Harris. No, in fact, it is the wing forward, is it?
It's the wing forward, 15, okay, so it's
Danny Quinn, is it?
Kate Ryan.
Yeah, so
it's Annie Quinn, sorry, yeah. Annie Quinn.
Annie Quinn picks herself up there, and we are going to resume with Tallow had possession, so it's going to be a free for the Tallow wing-back Nicole Curley, who's been rock solid in the Tallow defence this afternoon. Wholehearted warrior, of course, always gives her all. Tallow, of course, beat Abbeyside 2 weeks ago in that semi-final, 112 to 3-5. Can they win here today and get their hands on some silverware? Kate Ryan trying to win that ball. Back there is Kate Foley trying to prod it out here. Portlaw be anxious to clear their lines here. Oh, brilliant defending there. That's the cornerback. That's Sarah O'Donnell. She's fouled on her way out there. Referee says it was a high tackle there on the cornerback, and Tallow, in fairness, they tried to get that ball forward there. They have got that score there from Amy McIntosh a few moments ago. But in fairness to both sets of defences, Derek, since they've conceded the goals, they've come on, begin to maybe come on top.
Point, Gavin. Yeah, I mean, early since the end of the first quarter, things have tightened up. There's always that worry early on. Maybe you just want to give away a free, maybe concede an early score. But yeah, certainly both defences. It's just become a really tight cat and mouse game, you know. And there's now only that puck of the ball between them, so there's a lot to play for here yet. Just approaching the
absolutely. It's just amazing that it's actually this 15 minutes just flown by, hasn't it? Really, you know.
Yeah.
And the referee is content to play on for another couple of seconds and wait till the next break and play. Can Portlaw get a score on the board before that water break? Ava Shanky, they're pleading she dropped her hurley. I think you're not allowed to do that deliberately, but referee felt it wasn't deliberately. Tallow will get on with it because they have that all-important sliotar. Momentarily, Portlaw battling for possession too, picked up by Kate Ryan. Lovely balance by Kate. Off her left hand side, shortens the grip and the stick and sprays it down the line. Good vision to spot that that Amy Beecher was in space. Has the legs on Zara O'Donnell. 1-1 to her name so far. Can she add to her tally? Off her left hand side, it's high into the air. Oh, to Portlaw. The goalie and full back there, Mears and Isabel Gaffney. They were both took their time over, literally right on top of each other, nearly took it off one another. Tallow have it back. That's the number 16. That's the substitute. That's Abby Ryan. Drilled in with interest. Tallow will feel there's a score in this. They're going forward. It's the wing forward. Kick back outside. Catherine Coakley trying to get hands on it. Portlaw trying desperately to defend this one. This is epic stuff here. 3-4 to 7 on the scoreboard. Portlaw have it. Driving out with the ball is the wing back. That's Ciara Harris. Not a great clearance. Right down the throat of the midfielder. Shauna Corkin for Tallow. Drill back in with interest. It's hanging in the air. Oh, brilliantly plucked out of the air there by Amy Mears, the full back for Portlaw. It's not a great clearance though. Only out of Sarah's Catherine Coakley. What a possession to play this is. Mears comes across there and it was late by Amy. She catches Catherine Coakley. What a spell of play there. Both sides really emptying themselves. In fairness, we felt nearly that one up here. Catherine Coakley winning the free. Amy Mears not leaving her in too easy, but end result is free into Tallow.
Yeah, blood and guts stuff there now for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Relentless play from both teams. No quarter asked there. But in the end, obviously Catherine getting in on the ball there, loosing the ground and managing to pick up a free. And so far this half, Catherine has been relatively quiet compared to what the impact she's had on the first game. So obviously we're going to see Tallow looking to see her driving into the game now, and that's no better time to do it than just before that water break, and maybe put 4 points between the two teams here now with the resulting free.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely. So 18 minutes gone, and Amy McIntosh, she's got 3 so far.
Yeah, and Amy again looking to step up her performance then from the first half again.
Yeah, sunshine coming out here in Carriganore. Don't think we could have asked for a better day for this junior camogie final. Intermediate to follow at 3:15. Amy McIntosh, number 4 for the midfielder, number 4 for the number 8. She's got a mixture of everything now between play and frees and 45s. She's nailed that one. You can see straight away, just encouraging her colleagues to let's go, guys. Let's keep driving it on. We've reached the second half water break. 18 minutes on the clock. 3-5 to Tallow, 1-7 to Portlaw, Derek.
Yeah, crucial score. Like, I mean, you just want that bit of ascendancy when you come in out of a break. It's better to be getting that score rather than not
18.
getting it. So they'll be happy, with getting the score. But overall, Tallow definitely on the back foot in the second half. To be fair to Portlaw, we expected them to come out in the second half and raise their game, and they've done that. And again, led by none other than Ava Shanky pushing them forward. But lots to play for. It's a 2-score game. 15, 16, 17 minutes left to go in that last quarter, so going to go down to the wire, I think.
It certainly is, yeah. It's going to be tight and tense. That was the chat with a lot of people during the week, that don't be surprised if both games, if you're back here for another double header for 2 replays next week, but we won't. Not sure what the availability is next weekend, but we'll have to just play it by ear. But just go, in fairness, this junior championship, it's like it may be the smallest grade or the lowest grade, but it just goes to show these that they're hard to win, they're hard to earn, aren't they?
And like, I've seen a lot of the games. Thankfully, I was able to get around to see a good few games, Gavin, the way the championships were structured, and I was, really, really excited about looking at some of these junior games as well, because there's some talents here on display today. They're every bit as good as some of the senior games, to be fair. So credit to both clubs for driving on that standard. standard. Like, and you wouldn't think you were here watching a junior game. You think you're here watching, some of the senior players.
Absolutely,
yeah. And there's some brilliant individual displays around the field. So, yeah, no, it's great to see it. And in terms of intensity and effort, there's nobody can be faulted from either team here.
Certainly, yeah. No, agree 100%. And both sets of management teams just having a final few words. Jim Laffin, of course, Billy Laffin, of course, involved there with Portlaw, Stephen Davey, Jane Crowley and Eleanor Foley. And on the Tallow side then, Tygo O'Connor and Ken Carney doing a lot of the coaching and the efforts during the year. So,
yeah.
And
that'll be said now. That'll be said here by both management teams, Gavin. This is the crucial period now. If you're in that Tallow huddle over there, like you're thinking about maintaining the level of performances that you have, like, and making sure that you don't reverse now, go back into the back line and try and defend the lead. You're better off going out playing your hurling. So hopefully that will be the case. And if you're in the Portlaw, you just need to find a way.
It's a bit of debate here now over the scoreboard there. Tallow supporters are querying that maybe it could be 3-6. I'm just trying to write down. Look, I have Amy McIntosh down for 4 and Amy Beecher down for 1-1, Derek. So that gives 5 points. Leanne Sheehan with the brace of goals. I'm not sure now if you different there, but Tomas Rua has gone down to check their engineering. The Tallow supporters are. See Councillor John Pratt down there, great supporter, of course, of all things Tallow. In fairness, he's here today with his blue and gold, so I presume the scoreboard is right. Yeah, it is. We got that off Rua there, so yeah, we'll need that for that. What's in that Conor O'Neill's notebook, I suppose, is the main thing, Derek.
Absolutely, and I suppose, look, we just want to make sure that we're in touch with that as well. So.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something you'd easily miss as well,
Definitely, yeah. You've got Amy McIntosh coming over to the sideline there to get some instruction. I think they're pushing her forward back as a sweeper.
Right, very interesting, very interesting
she's the
indeed.
kind of player that's suited for that now with her mobility and her good eye for the ball as well.
I think they're pushing Ashton McGrath out to mark someone then, or Jackie O'Sullivan, I should say. But right now we're back with the play, very close to the sideline on the far over side. Portlaw trying to win this ball back. It's Kate Foley in there trying to get her hands on it. Tallow trying desperately to win this title as well. It'll be their first title in 50 years as well. It'll be a monumental achievement if they could be triumphant here this afternoon. Portlaw will have a thing or two, I'm sure, to say about that. The Tannery girls are going forward now. Emma Norris trying to get her hands on it. She's way out from goal. Portlaw trying to go forward there. It's Georgia Harris. Now it's the wing forward. Eva Shanky once again in the thick of everything so far for Portlaw this afternoon. Now it's Ellen Boylan who's been introduced. So obviously straight away we can see the impact she could have without breaking stride. That'll be a fair score. Ellen Boylan, and it's just gone outside there and wide. Oh, so she's just answers the water break. Must have been carrying some sort of a knock, because surely she'd be on the field.
Yeah, Ellen is a county minor, she'd be starting there, I'm sure. So, young girl, obviously only 16, 17 years of age, but still well able to live at this level.
She's been marked by Shauna Corcoran there as well, right down the throat there of the Portlaw defence there. But it's Abby Norris who drills it back in. Race for possession here between Laura Laffin and Jackie Forbes. Jackie wins this one. Jackie wins the free. Saw the tackle coming in, was just kind of waiting for that bit of contact, used all her experience there, and that'll do very nicely from Tallow's point of view.
Yeah, just what they need, settle it down, leave the ball down, take their time taking it free. Definitely, I see Nicole Curley going back there now to take her time.
Yeah, they're going to be in no rush with these ones.
Yeah, they've got that lead now that they need and they want to maintain it, but Portlaw will come at them now. So she's taking her time. Ball hit out around the middle of the field there, go towards
Nicole. Yeah, in fairness, the Tallow fans underneath us just calling why wasn't it played down the wing, but they may well work it out. Ellen Boylan going for this ball. You can see straight away she's in the thick of everything for Portlaw. Ball prodded forward, very close to the sideline, right in front of our commentary position. Oh, brilliant pickup. What a pickup that is by young Ellen Boylan, the county minor, going forward, pushed in the back, says the referee. Tallow fans not too happy with that one. Ken Carney not happy with that one either, but Conor O'Neill was banging spot there, and in fairness, there was 4 players around there, probably no need to give away the free.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I can see, get a sense of frustration there probably in both teams here a little bit, but these are the things that turn a game, so you've got a free here now, about 55 yards out maybe. One of them could either drive over or drive in around the edge of the square, so
Emma Norris
going around the edge of the square.
She's got 5 so far. It's hanging in there. Could be very dangerous. Ball breaks to a Tallow player though, and they're trying to pull it back in. Jackie O'Sullivan in there as well. It's the wing back for Tallow. That's Rachel Roach. hurling very well this afternoon. Breaks through a couple of blue jerseys there and then offloads to Kate Ryan. Moves her feet well. Lovely sidestep by Kate. Shortens the grip on that stick and drills it down the line onto the next player. They're keeping it moving nicely. Lovely touch there. Taken in her stride by Amy Beecher. She's got 1-1 so far. Evades the block there of Georgia Harris. Catch of the ash in evidence here at Carriganore. Great spell of play here. Portlaw have it out. Casey Brazel. Brilliant tackling there by Amy Beecher again for Tallow. Portlaw win it back though. Batted down the field. Picked up at the centre back into Sarah Mulcahy, but
yeah, he's deemed as I think he looked like he thought maybe that Amy McIntosh gave away free.
And there's one of the substitutes there getting involved there, which isn't really nice to see. You see it's Amy Henley down there. So she's not best pleased with that. So just been told by Sheila Lunn out there she's one of the subs. She should be back down that end. So in fairness, we'll follow the play. Yeah. Ellen Boylan has possession, edge of the D. Danger player didn't start. Now on the field, drills this one in. And it's in the back of the net. Goal for Portlaw. And it's Ellen Boylan, the substitute. What a goal that is. It all came there, spending from a maybe dubious decision there. It was a bit of a debate over it was, but clearly it was. The green flag goes up. We're back to a 1-point game. Ellen Boylan, what a goal, Derek.
What an impact. What an impact. She's introduced only 4 or 5 minutes ago, you know. So, and you'd have to ask the question, maybe she was carrying a knock before the game, but
she seems to be moving okay, though, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, obviously she wasn't right, because you would not leave a girl of her talent on the sideline if she was. But she's turned the game.
Now Tallow or Portlaw have momentum. Casey Brazel down the line. Jackie O'Sullivan bends her backwards. Capable cornerback play by Jackie and relieves the pressure for Tallow. They lead by 1. They've been here before on this occasion. Portlaw, they won the Shield final last year between the same teams. Kate Ryan was Amy McIntosh caught late there. Catherine Coakley though will get on with it. Tallow have the all-important possession. Portlaw have the bodies. Oh, Georgia Harris fails to cut this one out. It's cut out inside there. They're pleading. There was a chop there. Referee waves play on. Picked up by Beecher, the wing forward. That's Amy. She's 1-1 so far. Portlaw now have the bodies back there. They're in the blue. Tallow in the white this afternoon. Referee still happy to leave this one develop for a few more seconds. Bodies on the line here. County title at stake here this afternoon. Intermediate Camogie at stake for next season. Who's going to be there? Are we going to be back here next week for a replay? Who knows? 23 minutes gone. Portlaw trying to shield that ball. Georgia Harris does that well. Fades in her hand. Tallow have possession. Tallow going forward. That's a free in there. Oh, brilliant play there. And I think he's going to bring it forward there. Amy McIntosh. Yeah. Unbelievable stuff there. The captain of Tallow there driving our charges on when the ball was, that one was there to be won, Derek, when there was a free there to be won. That could be a big moment.
It could be, because again we're gone into the phase now where no player wants to make a mistake that's going to hurt their own team. In that case, unfortunately, a very silly free was given away by Portlaw, and 10 yards and an advantage with it as well. So this one now is for Amy. Steps up in the front of the tee here again.
I think we have a substitute there as well, Derek, which we'll bring you in a minute. But yeah, we're going to watch Amy McIntosh hit this one. She's got 4 points for Tallow this afternoon. Hoping to add to her tally. She certainly has indeed. 5 points now for the midfielder. Could that be a match winner? 3-6, 2-7. Brilliant junior decider here in Carriganore. We've had everything in this high noon throw, and if the intermediate is just as good, we'll be in for some treat. Leanne Sheehan, 2 goals in the first half, being relatively quiet in the second. Impossible angle from Leanne across the face of the goal and out wide there. Catherine O'Donnell there signals that it is going to be wide. Glance at the watch there from Conor O'Neill. 5 minutes of normal time to go. There's still a lot of hurling to be played there.
A lot of hurling, and Leanne there maybe just again.
Oh, driven. Amy McIntosh, is it? Driven in. Could it? Oh, batted down very dangerously. Oh, well reacted there inside there by the Portlaw rear guard. And they're coming out with this ball. That's a good relieving clearance there by Casey Brazel. Down as far as Ellen Boylan, who got the goal upon her introduction. Here's a battle for possession here, right underneath where we are here, just very close to the sideline. Brandon Power on the line there this afternoon. He was linesman for the senior final last weekend, and the referee says that there was Emma Norris. He took his time. I'm not sure was he listening to the Tallow supporters, Derek, but free to Tallow.
Small bit of
the Tallow supporters
there,
even. And in fairness, Annie Quinn there is. She's going to have to do the running repairs as well. This is all winding down the clock. I'm sure she's getting a bit of maybe sustained a bit of a knock there as well. But all this is probably helping Tallow, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think she's lost the boot in that incident as well. So in fairness, the last thing that she'd be wanting to do is slow the things down.
I think she's actually coming off.
Yeah, the substitution going on there, yeah.
Picked up a knock, and she seems to be, so that's a big loss to Portlaw.
It is, yeah. She's been working really hard in the second half. and it gives Amy McIntosh another opportunity here now to get that ball in around the goal.
So Portlaw will have to fire someone on pretty quick, but Amy McIntosh isn't too worried about that. Tallow will want to keep it down this end of the field, drills it down the line, looking for Sheehan inside. Well cut off though inside by the Portlaw defence. That's the corner forward. That's Emma Norris, and Emma is fouled there on her way out, I think, is she? Or Leanne Sheehan. There's a Tallow player down inside, but players are nearly tempted to play on, but they're waiting for the signal there for Conor O'Neill, and it's a yellow card, I think, flashed the number Abby Ryan, yeah. Obviously Emma came out there, just a bit of a loose swing. Now there's bodies, there's people, you don't blame people for falling down at this stage, because they've absolutely emptied themselves. Perfect day for hurling, but all the skills, all the fitness, everything that's been put in all year, they've left everything out.
Everything out there, and obviously there's a girl down injured at the end of the day, so hopefully she won't be too badly hurt.
Yeah, I think it is the.
I'm sure Conor will stop on that clock anyway to make sure that there's no advantage got.
And all this will probably mean Derek will probably have a bit of added time at the end of this half.
Yeah, and obviously Portlaw are going to need that, like every minute they can get. Tallow have seemed to weather that storm there in the last couple of minutes. In fairness, they kept the ball up in the Portlaw side of the field, which is what they'll want, and they still have the option of that sweeper in their own defence, so they're going to need to call on. Portlaw making another substitution there.
Yeah, it's number 21, I think, Derek. This is Sarah,
I'm not sure who for, but maybe.
I'd say that's probably for Annie Quinn, Derek.
Yeah,
just right there in front of us. And I think Tallow, it's Leanne Sheehan who picks herself up very gingerly. As we tick into the final 2 minutes here, we'll get an indication of what Conor O'Neill is going to add on the scoreboard. It's Tallow leading this junior final by 3, by 2. Are they going to bridge a 50-year gap? Kate Ryan would love to think so. Lovely offload by Kate, and Tallow have possession there. Literally, Catherine Coakley, she stopped. Not sure was she waiting for a whistle, but Tallow still have it. They're playing around with it in a very dangerous area of the field. Then decide to leave the ball do the work. Could be an opening here for Tallow. That's the new player in. That's Hurley, number 18. Portlaw trying desperately to get this ball out. They don't want to spend another year. Neither of these teams want to spend another year down junior. Now there's an opening for Amy Beecher. Tallow can finish with a flourish here. They're indicating, calling for a chop there. Oh, brilliant tackle there. Very close to the side. It is going to be kept in by Casey Brazel. It's gone, says the linesman. And it's going to be a Tallow line ball. Brilliant work there, Amy Beecher. She's worked really hard all day.
Yeah, absolutely. And likewise, Casey Brazel has really tried her heart out.
She has, absolutely.
She was unlucky there. Won back the ball, but unfortunately knocked it out over the sideline. But definitely Amy is coming into the game more and more now for Tallow.
Oh, not a clean connection there, but it still may work out for the girls from the far west. That's Anya Henley, who's also been introduced. There's a number of substitutes introduced there. Referee playing an advantage, and he's going to come back for the free. It's going to be a free in to Tallow. That'll do very nicely from their point of view.
Good free one there by Catherine Coakley. She's got the ball away to Amy McIntosh, but obviously Amy fumbled, so no advantage gained, and Conor brings the ball back for free.
In fairness, he had the hand up as well, so good refereeing there. She's got 5 so far. In fairness to Catherine Coakley as well, Derek. She's a player who she may not have got her name in the score sheet, but she's worked really hard this afternoon.
Particularly in the first half, I thought she was arguably their player of the match in the first half. She's quite a bit in the second half, but she's starting to come into now at the right time, just towards the end of the game when you need that leadership.
So Tallow can go a goal in front if they nail this one, which is it's a nice lead, but it's probably not that nice a lead heading down the home straight. It's only batted back down. Players in there. Was a square ball? Yeah, square ball, I think. Yeah. You can hear the Tallow supporters underneath us saying to get the set up right and get the bodies back. 29 minutes, 46 seconds gone. I'm sure we'll get an indication of what's going on. It's not a great clearance stuff from the Portlaw players, and very close to, was it touched on the ground there? Not so by Abby Ryan. Driven back with interest by Amy McIntosh. 5 points to her name so far. Georgia Harris, she's been a rocket centre back for Portlaw right throughout the championship and this afternoon. Needs to get the ball around, but she's surrounded by 2 players. They can finish with a flourish. It's Beecher for Tallow going forwards. Is she fouled? Yes, says the referee. Almost as good as a score. They're up on their feet. Portlaw protests. Free in, almost as good as a score, Derek.
If you ever want to get a good free, that's the time to do with 30 minutes on the clock. And in fairness to Amy Beecher there, did the hard work, took on the tackles.
Free, yeah.
And managed to make a beeline for the goal and took the hardship and got it free for Tallow.
Tallow is the chant here in the stand underneath us. Great atmosphere here now at this county junior final. Brian Cuddy, he just indicated we're going to have 3 minutes of added time here in the Carriganore sunshine. Amy McIntosh going for her 6th point of the afternoon. Real tour de force by the midfielder. It's over the bar, and Tallow leads by a goal. 3 to 2-7. Are they about to bridge that 50-year gap? Portlaw will have a thing or two to say about that, but first of all, they need to get the ball down the field, but they have hands on it, and the real danger player is Ava Shanky. But first of all, she needs to get the ball in her hand. Tallow are back there in numbers. That's brilliantly overturned by Aisling McGrath there, rocking the Tallow defence this afternoon. Back with Shanky. She's going forward. Slid her glute to the hurley. Look at the tackling there by Sarah Mulcahy there. Got the hurley in and got the ball out over the sideline. Good disciplined tackling there. Shanky has a swipe at it, and
yeah,
I think Sean Malloy has stopped because did she touch it the first time?
Might give a throw in, maybe. Yeah, I think she might have touched it twice, so he's going to throw it in.
Hot ball.
Yeah. That's disappointing from Portlaw.
Yeah, because Ava, she just didn't. Maybe she I know at this time of the game you're going to get in. So as you can see on your screen there, it's 3 minutes of additional time. Conor O'Neill, the sun in the eyes of the referee and the players there over there on the far side. Yeah. Beautiful afternoon here now at the WIT Arena. Referee says again.
It's a rubber again. Yeah, one of exactly what Tallow will want. Like leave the ball, clock run down there now with about a minute and a half of extra time to go.
Ellen Boylan in for that throw in alongside her is Shauna Corcoran. Conor has the sliotar. And he's just making sure the players are back the requisite distance into the hands. Almost in the hands of Shanky. Now it's with Molly Davey. She's been relatively quiet in the second half, but she'll launch it back in for Portlaw. Ellen Boylan trying to get her hands on it. That seemed to be a push in the back. It is. It's a free in. It's a long way out. But is this one, Derek, they have to lob in around the house?
Well, there's 3 points in it, Gavin, and we're literally out of time, so I think you might be right. This calls for a big call for Portlaw, but I suspect she's going to.
Jim Laffin is nearly gone in there. He's nearly playing midfield at this stage himself. He's nearly in the field, but
yeah, I'd say it's probably the last.
I think she's got instruction there. It's Emma Norris who's got 5 so far for Portlaw this afternoon.
Of injury time,
yeah, that's what we make it.
Goal down. She probably might just drop it in, or might she go hard at this one?
Yeah, it's one that sometimes you can overhit these ones or undercook them, but she drills it in.
Good high ball going in.
Height, batted back down. Ellen Boylan try to get after it. Ellen has it. Danger player for Portlaw, but she's going the wrong way with it. Back out as far as Casey Brazel. She's a good player too. Needs to get her hands on it. Has it for Portlaw. Drills it across. Goes over the head of Ciara Harris. Referee has a look at the watch. Does he? Whistle goes. It's over. It's all over. And Tallow are the junior A champions for 2021. The 50-year wave is over, and they greet each other with gusto. Look what it means to those Tallow players in the white jerseys this afternoon. It's absolute heartbreak for Portlaw. They empty themselves this afternoon. Words of encouragement and congratulations there go to Tygo O'Connor and Kenneth Carney, the manager. What a battle of epic proportions. It's Tallow who prevail by 3-7 to 2-7. What a game, what an advertisement, Derek, for the game.
Absolutely.
And Tallow county champions.
Yeah, and the cup going west, like literally from minute 1, I suppose, right through to the 63rd minute, I suppose they were the more driven team. To their credit, Portlaw came back there in the second half and really dug deep. Introduction of 1 or 2 substitutions had a massive impact for Portlaw, particularly Ellen Boylan coming in there, getting the goal and having an impact on the game. But today's day is all about Tallow. They've bridged the 50-year gap here today. It's fantastic to see it. It's great for Camogie in general to see teams coming through like that and winning championships. And I'm sure they'll have a nice winter to look forward to now, prepared next year for the intermediate grade.
They certainly will indeed, and you know, right from the get-go, as I say, both teams left everything out there. I suppose on a day like today, county finals, you know all about them. Goals were going to be crucial, and Tallow, those 3 in the first half, 2 from Leanne Sheehan and Amy Beecher, they all came in a short space of time as well. I suppose they were the catalyst moments, I suppose, to get them over the line. I suppose.
And I think it probably set the tone, and it maybe changed the dynamic of the game that maybe Portlaw came in to approach it, and suddenly you're 2 goals down and you're on the back foot, and your whole systems, maybe your strategy changes and goes out the window. But to their credit, they did battle away all the way through the game. They had some really good individual performances throughout the game. But I'd have to say, from a Tallow perspective, that they had some really brilliant displays throughout the game as well. And that early start and the early goals from Leanne Sheehan, we're still not 100% sure about that 3rd goal. But I suppose we'll get some more information on that maybe later on. But overall, a fantastic performance by Tallow. Really well deserved in the end. They never gave up. When their backs were to the wall there with Portlaw really coming at him for the last 10 minutes, they really found a way out of the game. And again, I think it was from players like Amy McIntosh, Catherine Coakley coming back into the game. Amy Beecher had a savage second half, in fairness to her. So yeah, really good effort all around, Gavin. Yeah.
Absolutely, you can just see what it means to Tallow as well. You know, they're great supporters. They've been trying so long, I suppose, to get out of the junior grade. They love their camogie, they love their sport up there. and you can just see what it means to them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fantastic to see it, and you hear people there talking about the performances and how long they've been waiting for this win. And they came in as underdogs, to be fair, after a great victory over Abbeyside in the semi-final. But the elation and the excitement down here is fantastic to see it, and well done to everybody from Tallow. They'll celebrate this one for a while.
They certainly will. Be a good night on Brightside, I'd say, Derek, tonight. I'd say.
Councillor John Pratt is there out in the middle of them all doing a dance, I think. So no better man.
It's great to see. It's absolutely brilliant to see. It means so much. The blue and gold flags are out there, and Tallow will be celebrating tonight, and they'll be up intermediate for next season, and obviously that will bring its own, I suppose, challenges in that, but you know, for their improvement and for what it's worth as well, Derek, they'll be delighted to be up there, and they won't be found wanting.
No, they won't. And look, in fairness, just to give a mention to Portlaw for the efforts here
Absolutely.
today. Look, I mean, look, it's hard when you come in as favourites and then suddenly you rock with 2 early goals. They were really, really determined out all the way through to try and claw it back, but that 2-goal lead early on was a giveaway, and they never really just managed to bridge that gap. Had they got back level, who knows what could have happened, but like they really accounted for themselves very well here today. And 2 traditional hurling areas in Waterford for decades, you know, 2 of the strongholds of Waterford hurling going back in the early 50s and 60s. So it's great to see those teams coming through now on the Camogie side of it. And I've no doubt that Portlaw will have their day. They just keep working hard on it.
Absolutely. So that's 1 down, 1 to go, as they say. We'll be taking in the presentation very shortly indeed. There's the pretty dejected faces of the Portlaw girls there over in the far over side, but their day will come again. They'll be back again. They're a proud club with a proud tradition, and no doubt they'll find it hard to get over this one, but they will be back, no doubt. So 3-7 to 2-7, the full-time score. Leanne Sheehan with the goals, brace of goals for Portlaw in the opening half. For Tallow, I should say, excuse me, Amy Beecher hit 1-1. Amy McIntosh hit 6 points, all coming from frees, but she was immense. It wasn't just, I suppose, Derek, her free take, and she covered every blade of grass.
I think, to be fair to her, like, look, she was all over the field when they needed her, all over the field. Particularly in the first half, I thought she led not just on the scoreboard, but with her frees. She had a point from play. But anything that happened positively from a Tallow perspective, she was instrumental in either starting that or finishing it, or contributing to it along the way. So really powerful performance, and I think she was well laid there by Catherine Coakley at centre forward in the first half particularly, and then Amy Beecher took up the mantle in the second half. But to be fair, the back lines, both sets of back lines, really after that rocky start for both teams, the first couple of minutes, they really settled, and they drove on after that. So fair to both sets of backs. So, but today it was just about, you know, that early start probably when Portlaw sit back and reflect on this. They'd probably say maybe after that first 5 or 6 minutes they could have done without conceding at least one of those goals, those early goals, you know. And had they not, who knows where they would have been at the end.
Absolutely. So we see the main 2 women, I suppose, involved in the organisation. Sheila O'Donoghue, the Cathaoirleach, a lovely word in the programme as well, and gave a great speech last week. And Sheila and Ita, passion for Camogie, absolutely second to none. So Sheila will be bringing that presentation, or we will be bringing you that presentation very shortly, to the Portlaw captain, who incidentally, or the Tallow captain, excuse me, who's Amy McIntosh, the midfielder, number 8. So a proud moment for her, I suppose, you know, to perform like that in the county final, and then to be captain as well, Derek, it'll make it all the sweeter,
well,
I suppose.
It's really special, because like that's what you want in your captain, and that's why you choose these people to be captains, because they're leaders on the field and off the field, no doubt, and I'm sure that she does both of that. But today she excelled in her midfield role, and never flinched at any tackle. Came out at the wrong ends of some of them as well, but picked herself up and drove on again. So all credit to Amy, well deserved. And as you said, it's a special little bonus when you're captain picking a cup, but you're also going to get the award of player of the match. So well done to her.
Absolutely, that will be announced very shortly indeed by Ita by Sheila, I should say, the Cathaoirleach of the Daisha Camogie board. A reminder as well, we have the intermediate decider coming up at 3:15. That's the clash of Waterford, or Medeligo, I should say, and on Ryan in the intermediate final. That should be a real cracking decider coming up very shortly indeed. So do indeed tune in for that. We can see the cup down there. It's going to be the blue and gold ribbons. I suppose it was going to be blue and gold either way. Tallow are there, but a word as well on Ken Kearney and Tygo O'Connor, the management team who came in this year, Derek. Obviously Tallow, they seem well organised, seem well structured, and big day for the lads as well.
Yeah, fantastic. In the first year getting involved, you know, I'm often saying matches here, like, it's great to see people committing to the Camogie and getting involved with Camogie teams, because that's what's going to bring on Waterford Camogie in general. It's not necessarily what's happening at the county setup, it's what's happening at club levels and the grassroots. And when we see people of the calibre of these guys coming involved, getting involved in teams as we've seen in other senior teams, that's really a positive step going forward. And no doubt the girls are delighted, I'm sure, to have the people at the calibre of those lads helping out and coaching. And then you've got all the backroom team that goes with it, the people that work hard all through the winter and all through the year, and they're waiting for these games. So real testament to those people. And I see Portlaw coming across now with their players all dejected and upset and disappointed as one would expect. But
the Newsel,
be very proud.
all
you can ask from a team
Tá Nahasarum, Fodja,
Gugakenya,
Inu.
Definitely, and right now we'll hand over to Sheila O'Donoghue to get the presentation to the Tallow captain, Amy McIntosh. They're the Junior A champions for 2021.
County final. We are delighted to have our sponsors, Hooper Dolan, sponsored this competition, and it's true recognition for all the work the clubs have been doing. I'd like to thank the referee, Connor, and his officials for a job well done, and all of the helpers that we have here today. We have quite a number of people and a lot of the younger girls who are involved in underage squads, so thanks to each and every one of them. The pitch was in excellent condition. I think you'd agree with that, even if we've had... it is the 20th of November after all, and I'd like to thank WIT and the arena for facilitating that. To my fellow executive members that are here week in, week out, Ita, Anne, Sonia, all of the team, thanks very much for all of your work. To all of the clubs, you're doing great work. I mean, tomorrow we've another two under 13 finals. We'd one last Sunday, and we've one more to go. But it's thanks to all of your work that our membership is up 47% on 2018. So really continue to do that work, and it's really, really appreciated. I'd like to thank also all the local media, the PR. We've Tomas here from the radio, and he writes for the papers as well. That's really, really accommodating, hugely important for our sport and promoting it. And Noel with the photographs as well. It'd be great to see this, in the last week, the coverage we got, and that is really, really important, and I'd like to thank all of but today it's about the players, it's about the pride, the pride in parish and the pride in everything you want to do as adult camogie players. And I know Portlaw, you're working hard, you're doing a lot of work with underage, and you're trying, and today just wasn't your day. And I suppose you just have, you have some very good talent, and you just have to keep going. And I'd like to compliment you on your performance. But, today we've had, the colour of and the passion and pride of everything of the market town, and a team that last won a junior county final in 1971. So. I'm sure for all the young players that are here, and again, great to see so many kids at the matches, they're probably looking, well, what did Camogie look like then? And I'm sure there's some people here who, have links to that team, and that's hugely important. And before I go on and say very much, we have a Player of the Match award, and with this player, she's also the captain, so she's going to be getting 2 awards today. And that's Amy McIntosh. Call Anita, County Board Secretary, present that to her.
So Amy McIntosh just announced as man of the match there as well, or player of the match I should say, excuse me. She's going to be accepting the cup in the next couple of minutes, so very worthy man of the match. 6 points today for the midfielder.
We saw, all the work that Tallow are doing and plugging away, and look, I suppose, I don't want to single out people, but people like Carmel, Colette Spillane, people that we see time and time again here, whether it's development squads or, and Jackies, the 2 Jackies as I call them, they were here last Sunday with under 13 teams. So, you're really accredited to the club. You're doing the work on the pitch, off the field, and keeping the club going. And really, if there's other parents here that we can wangle, cajole to get involved and keep the club going. But look, without further ado, it's my great privilege to present the captain, to fantastic winning captain, and you have somebody here that you can all be very proud of, and that's Amy.
we'll have a few words there.
Great moments, just I suppose they're the moments you want to capture, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't really.
A few words now from the Tallow captain, very happy. Amy McIntosh not out.
So basically, first of all, I want to thank WIT for the pitch, the whole facilities. It's unreal. It's always unreal when we come down here. Secondly, I want to thank Portlaw. Lads, we've come up against you every year, and you're the only team every year that we just absolutely give everything. It's tit for tat every year, and I just want to thank you. We wouldn't be the players we are today without playing against you. And like, you're going to come on, you have so much potential, you're going to get your year, but unfortunately it's our year this year. I want to thank the team, the whole team. Lads, we put our hearts, souls and bodies on the line today. All year, we've been training since the start of the year. We've been in the muck, we've been on our hands and knees, crawling, fighting for this fucking trophy. Apologies. I want to thank Tig and Ken. Lads, you're the man. You did it all for us. The fighting, it was worth it. The supporters, lads, we couldn't have come here today and put on the performance we did without you. Everyone that came down here today, we really, really appreciate it, and we can't wait to go home and celebrate. So, come on, Tallow! I just want to give 3 cheers for Portlaw. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Come on!
So Amy McIntosh just hoisted a County Cup Player of the Match, and you can see the celebration time in Tallow. Junior Premier Champions for 2021. They've been waiting such a while for it, and she alluded to everything there. Like a great speech, and in fairness to Sheila before that, you know, just this was a real battle of epic proportions. Both teams left everything out there, and in the end, Tallow were saying, you know, I suppose they've come out the wrong side of these tough battles with Portlaw today. I suppose, you know, they got that bit of luck. They got over the line.
I about it before the game, Darren. I said, like, wouldn't they swap the 2 defeats in the league?
Absolutely.
Earlier on in the year for us to win here today, and that's exactly what has happened. And sometimes you can catch out teams, you know, when they're coming in as favourites, like having won a few games. So it's about making sure that
we will indeed, yeah. So that's where we'll do a wrap there. We're being instructed up for dinner, I think, as well. So we might need something before the next game. But once again, thanks to everyone for this absolutely thrilling junior game. We're only halfway through today. Don't forget, we have the intermediate decider, that all-Western affair between Medeligo and Onryan. That'll be coming up with throw-in at 3:15. We'll be on the air from 3:05. Rua and Willie aren't going anywhere just yet, and they're doing a sterling job as always. Tallow are the Waterford Junior A champions for 2021. They've beaten Portlaw here as they have the all-important photos being taken. I'm sure they'll be great photos to look back on. The 50-year wait is over. It'll be a good night, no doubt, in Tallow and on Brightside tonight. Full-time score in the first game here in Carriganore in the Hooper Dolan Insurance's Junior A final of 2021. It's finished Tallow 3-7, Portlaw 2-7. Don't forget the intermediate game coming up from 3:15.
If you'd asked me when I was 10 years of age what I wanted to be, a hurley maker was it. The first hurl I made would have been for myself and my wife Patrice. I suppose, look, she was playing Camogie for Waterford at the time, and I was just making a few hurleys for her. In 2006 then we just said we'd give it a go and try and make a business out of it full time, you know. So we did, and touch wood, it's going okay, thank God. Patrice would look after the sales and all that, along with my father over in the workshop. I have 2 little children as well, JJ and Katie, have come along over the last couple of years, and you know, please God, I'd like to, you know, pass on the craft and the tradition to them to keep in the family and that, you know. So hopefully, look, they'll know how to make a hurley anyway, and after that, then they can find their own path in life. Probably the biggest buzz for me is the fact that, you know, the hurleys are made in the back of the cowshed in Knocknduff, and when you see them then up in Thurles and Crow Park, like I get a wicked buzz off that. You know, you wouldn't be jumping up and down shouting it, but just you'll be sitting in the stand in Thurles or Crow Park, and inside you'd just be happy. You know what I mean? It's just it sort of makes all the hard work worthwhile. Like, the way I look at it is that they played hurling hundreds of years ago with an ash hurley, and they're still playing with it. And thank God, look, they are, and that suits me down to the ground. I'll keep making them by hand, please God, as long as the shoulders hold up.